to decide who's going to represent the state of Arizona in the Denker, the Barber, the Rockefeller, and the Herring events at the U.S. Open this year, which are going to be held online. And if you want to watch the games, you can watch them on chess.com. And the tournament starts in less than 1 minute. And I'll be streaming the games as we go. And feel free to send information in the chat. If you have any questions you want answered or want me to look at a particular game, I'll be glad to do that. So we're going to be checking the games in just a second here. And hopefully we are in good shape here. Okay. So I'm turning on the chat window, and people can certainly say things in there. And I'll say, hi, I will be streaming T. The time controls for these events are going to be pretty quick, 15 minutes with 2-second increment in all sections except for the Rockefeller. The Rockefeller will be playing 5 rounds, which is the K through 5, and all other sections will be playing 4 rounds except for the Herring, which the format's being decided as to whether it's going to be a round robin or it'll, because they only have 4 players, or we're going to have a Swiss. It'll be up to the players to decide. So I want to thank the Southern Arizona Chess Association for putting this on, and the Arizona Chess Federation, ACFI, for blessing the event to have this to note the state representative. These are not state championships events, but they are qualifiers, and we thank everybody for signing up. We have 61 players, which is just absolutely fantastic. Wonderful. We only had 2 weeks notice to even put this together, so I'm really thankful that that's all happening. So they are starting. So we're going to start with the we'll start with the Denker. All right, and we will certainly, and we have an odd number. Okay, so one person gets a bye, and then we have the other games. So we have the Golden King 01. That's Darian Wynn, who is a former master from Arizona, against Evil Eye 15, and that's Jacob Broyles, and he is a 2000 rated player also from Arizona. All right, and looks like we have a English, in which it's going to be one of those slow type of games, I'm quite sure. And let's go ahead and preview another game. And we have Chess for the Sun. And so Chess for the Sun is Rick Sun, who is a master from Arizona, and he's approaching 2,300. I'm sure he'd already be over 2,300 if it hadn't been for COVID. And he's playing against Mr. Money. It's Trey Allen, who is here from Tucson, and Trey's rated about 1,900. The ratings you see on the screen are their rapid ratings, so if you're having any questions as to why are some people's ratings higher than their U.S. chess, they don't allow us to update those ratings, and so therefore we're going to be using the rapid ratings for this event today, so that'll be good to see. And our next game, we've got Lying Beast. Who is Lying Beast? Lying Beast. Okay, well, first of all, white is Jack Swenson from Phoenix. I've known Jack for a long time, and he's going to be playing Lying Beast, and I got to see who the heck that is. Lying Beast is, of course, I'm not going to find it quickly. Let's see who this is. Well, I don't see that person put their name in. But anyway, okay, let's see if we can click on his name, maybe we can find out who he is. Well, it's definitely not MVL, because that would be a 2800 GM, so that's definitely not in the cards there. All right, and then we're going to go to the next game. We have Dark Shadow, and Dark Shadow is playing playing black. He's playing Luke Wang. Luke Wang is from Tucson here, and so is Matthew. Matthew's on the Catalina Foothills chess team that I coach, and so they're playing their game, and it's good to see them playing. And we're going to go to next. We're going to go to the next game, which is Hyman Ha. I think that's probably Joseph Wang against 15 Tic Tacs. and 15 tic-tacs is Matthew Broyles. So both of those players are now from Phoenix. Joseph used to live in Tucson, and then he moved to Phoenix, and that's good to see. We have a somewhat of a kind of a Rossalimo type of structure game. And let's see. And what else do we got? I clicked on the wrong button. And then we got J-Mart. Close this game. And we got, okay, so that's interesting. We've got VB Chess, which is Quinn Hudson, who plays on my high school team. And we've got Jonathan Martinez, who also plays on my high school team. And they're both my students as well. So that's kind of a crappy pairing, but that's what happens in these situations. And I think we've covered all of those games. All right, so we're going to flip over. We're going to have to go kind of quick today because we do have a lot of different games going. So we have the Barber here, and I definitely don't know any of these kids as far as names go. So we're going to close this one, and we've got Galacticism. Oh, and Sanjay Selvam is from Phoenix. This is actually a tough pairing. Especially with the because they're using the rapid ratings, but Sanjay is rated 1900. I think he's been close to 2000 if he hasn't already made 2000 before, and he's playing against Sandeep, who is the top seed. So that's kind of a tough pairing in the first round for almost a 2000 to face a 2200. So that is really a tough first round pairing. But again, if you're just tuning in, we are using the chess.com rapid ratings because those cannot be adjusted. And let's go to the next one. We're going to go to Kunjay _1. And who is that? That is Kunjay. Oh, Amudan Mangudi, and he is a very rapidly rising player, and he's probably, I would say he's close to 1900, and he's played me in the Beat the Coach, and he just played an absolutely fantastic game. He defended very, very well, and he's one of Arizona's top talents, and he is facing DOGG. I don't know how many G's that is, but we'll just call it Doggy GE, and Doggy GE is, I want to say that is Brady Hong. If I was looking at the things, and this entry list shows that is still being updated. Okay, yes, Doggy GE is. Come on, computer. Yes, that's Brady Hong. All right, and looks like we have a. What do we have here? What kind of opening was this? Let's take a gander, shall we? And let's see what's going on here. Let's check this out. And why am I not finding this? Oh, you have to click on the game. That's why. All right. So it looks like, oh my gosh, we have a really very, very unusual line. This Bishop D3 in the French. This is extremely uncommon line, but it does have some teeth. I've played it a couple times myself. And so basically one of the ideas behind this line is that White wants a French in which he can get his bishop to this square quickly, and he can get knight f3 quickly. So that's probably what happened. Okay, well, he played f4. So he basically has a good tirage, except this knight, the only downside is this knight is on not the greatest square. If the knight was here, it could go to e2 at some point. There are some funky lines in which like it doesn't work here, but sometimes White plays here and here, and then brings this other knight to e2. So f4 is definitely a way of playing it, and obviously he's playing it pretty quickly, so he's familiar with this. And so you see that White has an advantage here because Black is he's more passive, and White has all the space in the world. So it looks like, and I'm kind of surprised that he gave up the bishop pair, because here you should just keep the bishop. You should just play bishop to b3, and then play a3 and kick the knight out, and then just bring the bishop back to c2. So I'm a little surprised that White gave up his good bishop. But the thing is about this position is that you see that Black is a little bit cramped, But if White is able to get this F5 move in, he's doing well. And I say that because I saw what happened. Because now that the knight moved to C4, it was not guarding this pawn anymore. So, for example, if White had tried to play F5 last time, Black could just take because this is defended, and Black can simply put his bishop E6 and hold everything. And Doggy G ended up getting mated. Wow. Must not have seen the trick with F6, although really if Black had just played G6, White would have just taken the free piece. So that was a pretty quick win for White. And I can't emphasize how weird it is for a lot of these kids to be playing playing an event of this stature, for the first time, playing it online, because most states don't have this and stuff. So that's a good game to see. And let's go. Whose game is this? This is JDZ 2008 versus Silver Snake, and we got on this one. We've got Silver Snake is Marissa Wongso. She's a very talented girl from the Phoenix area. And we've got JDZ, and who's that? And that's Jaden Lee, and he's he's the top seed in the Barber, actually. I'm sorry, the second seed in the Barber. And Jaden is 2100, and he is definitely a huge talent. He and Sandeep, in my opinion, would be the favorites for this event, just because of their ratings and stuff. Although I think I do favor Sandeep the most, just because he is a master. And he's just been playing forever, and I've known him for a long time, and he works really hard in his game. So this is an interesting game. This is a game that started, what was this? This was a Scotch game. So yeah, this is there's some theory here. Knight D5 is one line, Queen E7 is the other line you can play, and then Queen E2, and then Knight to D5, and then C4, and then there's just uber amounts of theory in this particular line. So both sides, I'm sure, are booked up pretty good on this. Okay, and let's check out the next game. Let's see if we can get some more people here. I don't want to miss anybody. We've got Chess 2428, and who is that? That'd be a good rating if you had it. Okay, that is Pranay Pupala, and he attended my camp that I run every year last summer, and he's playing White, and he is playing against somebody decently high rating. I wanted to also say that if you look at the names that are on the list, the Barber is absolutely loaded. Of the 20, let's see, in the Barber we have a total of 17 players, and we have 2 over 2100, and then we got two 1900s, 1, 2, 3, 4, another 5 1800s, and then 1600s and 1500s. And the lowest rated in the Barber is 1000. So that's really an absolutely brutal field. And by the way, the Denker is even worse in terms of, I don't say worse, it's very strong, very, very strong. So all the top players, it seems, for the most part, came out to play in this invitational to be the Arizona rep. So we really want to thank everybody for being part of this, because this was a huge undertaking. I know I put in some work, but I know that Michelle Martinez put in by far the most work in getting all this thing set up. So we want to give a shout out, and I want to give out a shout out to the Southern Arizona Chess Association, and Martha Underwood and Lee LaFries and Zach Concio, who is directing the event today. And I will have Zach on the stream in a little bit, so look out for that. And we're going to try to do all of the games that we can. Okay, I'm going to make an executive decision here because there's too many games to look at. We're going to look at one more, and this is, who is this? This is Pro Chess Master. I don't know who that is. Against the Ketchup King. The Ketchup King is Evan Yin, and Evan's over 1900. He's a very, very strong player who lives here locally. And Pro Chess Master is Connor Belakovsky, and he is in the 1350s, so he also is from Tucson. So it's great to see the Tucson players coming out. And let's just take a real quick look at the Rockefeller. I know there's probably some games already done by now, but let's just take a sneak peek. And we've got QFSTN I have no idea what that means. Maybe he slipped when he made his handle. And so, okay, so we've got Black is up the exchange, against Julian Merhib, who lives here in Tucson. And QFC, who is that? Oh, that's Steve Wongso. Steve Wongso is also a very, very strong player. One of the he's rated 2090, and he's in the Rockefeller. Remember, that's K through 5. And Steve Wongso has been definitely one of the most talented players that I've seen in Arizona in the last 5 or 6 years. It's just fantastic. He's just very, very good. He's been playing chess forever, and he has great nerves, and I really like him. I would consider himself to be the big favorite in this event because he's the first seed. The second seed is 1689. That's Roshan Sethuraman, and let's go ahead and check his game if he's still playing. He's Thundering Bishop, it looks like. Okay, and so Thundering Bishop, this is Roshan playing Greasy Aluminum. I know the name Greasy Aluminum because I have Greasy Aluminum. I have played many, many times in the Beat the Coach. He's one of the regulars on there, so it's great to see Greasy Aluminum playing in this. If you wonder why some of these names are a little strange, it's because Chess Kid assigns a lot of names to the younger kids, and so it's much more likely that they're going to that they get a unique name assigned to them. Okay, so that's kind of that's a good matchup there. And let's see who else is still playing. We're gonna we did that game, and we're gonna go to Cocos Nuss 1000. And I apologize, I'm not going to be able to do for every game today, but we'll try to take a look at like as many games as we can. Okay, so we've got Coconuts 1000 playing against CDH Collins, and so this is Lennox Rempe, who is a little guy, but he actually came to my camp 2 summers ago, and he's rated 1144, and his opponent is CDH Collins, who is rated 811 here, I think, and she is rated 900 in real life. So it's good to see these guys playing. And let's check out who else. Let's see. And then the thing is, we don't have a link for the herring, but it's going to be paired manually. So let's go ahead and say I'm gonna take a look and see if I can see this on my phone. It doesn't work. Okay. Can you send in chat? Okay, so that's a good game. We'll try to take a look over there today. And okay, and let's just quickly take a look at this game. See how this game developed. And so this was a Caro-Kann. Now let's take a look at this. So we have an exchange Caro. This is all very, very standard chess. Good game so far. F5, very, very aggressive. Yeah, and hangs that pawn there. Okay, so this is an interesting game. Looks like Black has the advantage in the end game. Okay, and let's see who else we got in this. Let's go here. Okay, Rockefeller. Who else is still going? We got Rainbow Bash. Oh, and Rainbow Bash. We have a queen ending of all things. But it looks like White has the upper hand there. He's gonna win that one. And let's take a look at this. So who is Vass? V-A-Z or V-A-S? Okay, that's Michael Vasquez, who's rated 1100 against the Rainbow. And that is Ainya Mathavanan. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. I apologize. And they're both rated about the same, so that's a close game. And now we gotta know if White knows the technique to win Queen versus Rook Pawn. The idea is you want to get the pawn, the Queen in front of the pawn. This is getting very close to a draw. If White doesn't know the technique. Now, if Black goes here and screws up, that allows a checkmate in one move. So this Black should go here, and this is very, very. I think this is a draw, a book draw here. I don't think the king can get quite close enough, just because the king can go over and get a stalemate. So it's tough for the king ever to move in. So that's a good game. All right, so that'll end up being a draw. I think white will be kicking themselves just a little bit. Obviously, black needs to go there. Okay, and we're going to go back and over and check the Denker, which is in progress. And let's check out. All the games are still going, so that's good to see. So we're going to close this one, and let's go ahead and check out how is Evil Eye 15 doing. Okay, so this is, again, just to refresh your memory, this is the Darian Wynn is playing white, and he's actually the higher rated player by US chess rating, but his rapid rating is only 1800, and clearly Jacob Royals plays a lot more rapid because his rating is much higher. In fact, it's the highest one in the group. So white definitely has a little bit of a bind here. A little tough to move this bishop. Black's going to want to play knight to d7 at some point to try to get rid of it. But white definitely has a little bit of an advantage. And okay, and this is the other way to play this, is black needs to get this bishop open, because this is sort of like a Grunfeld almost, in which they're going to try to trade off. And now white has to make a hard call. d5 is risky because of knight a5, and he's threatening to take this, and the d5 pawn might hang. So we got to be a little careful on that. If d5, knight a5, white would probably have to play a move like e4 and just give up the bishop, which wouldn't be a disaster because white still has a space advantage and he's killing this bishop. But that's a tough move to play. But I think equally tough move to play is to take and let this diagonal open, because that bishop is a monster, and it's tough to defend that. So I would guess if I was Darian, I probably would play d5, but I wouldn't be thrilled with it. But again, it's just a game. And I think a lot of these games are going to be decided on time just because of the pure speed by which everyone's playing. Okay, now I see that I have the herring events, which are being paired manually because it is a round robin. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to switch over to my laptop, just because that's where I have my thing open. Okay, and let's see what's going on here. Close this baby. It has me open on two screens. Okay, so here we have Musical Chang, that's Grace. Grace Zhu, who is playing against Yulia Savine, and Yulia is kind of took some time off of chess, but I think she's been dragged out of the woodwork to go ahead and play. And it looks like we have a what opening was this? All right, this was a French. All right, it was a tirage. So it's one of those lines in which it didn't like my login, so it's not going to let me do that. Okay, so we're gonna have to go to Plan B. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's. That was my fault, everyone, for doing that. So we're going to go back into the games. Okay, here we go. So this is the game we were looking at on the other screen. So basically, what's happening is in this game right here, we have a isolated pawn position in which white has a small advantage only because minor pieces are going to start getting traded off, and this pawn's going to be very, very weak, especially as the more minor pieces get traded. Objectively, this is equal, but again, having an annoying weakness like this is not good, and the more trades that happen, the better it's going to be for white. Knight takes or queen takes is completely fine here. I think white, the computer says that it's objectively that it's that black is fine, but I would still rather play white just because I think it's easier, especially with time pressure, to deal with this kind of stuff. Okay, and we're going to go and we're going to get this.
What are they?
And we're going to get this. And we're going to close this. We're going to go to this. And hopefully I won't hear myself, which is the worst. And that's muted. Looks like it's still lagging from the previous position that I was all over. And let's check this out. Okay, well, let's see. doesn't like this. It doesn't like Twitch being open on this one. Oh, because I'm already on this. That's why. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the Twitch thing and okay. So I messed that up. Sorry about that, technical difficulties. I didn't realize that if I logged onto one, it was going to screw me up on the other, so my bad. We'll try to get back into these games as soon as we can. So, all right, so let's go over here and check out the, let us check out the Denker games. Okay, so let's see if we can see the stand. We're going to close this baby. All right, so let's see what happened in the Darien decision. All right, so he ended up taking and then avoiding the trade, trying to keep stuff on the board. Rook d8 is a very logical move. Bishop d2. Okay, so Darien's going to try to play bishop here or something like that. I'm really surprised the computer likes black this much. But again, this bishop is very, very good here. And if black can push this knight back, then black's black's c5 pawn might be active at some point, and it's going to be more active than this 4-3 pawn majority over here. So, okay, so that's interesting. Let's see if we can go to another game. Let's go here. Okay, so let's go to the Denker. Let's see, are there any other that we can see? What happened? It says 0 players. Oh, there it is. Okay, just maybe some lag or something. So it looks like we've got some. Oh, that's the barber. So let's go to the. Let's go to the Denker. All right, so it looks like Luke Wang has won his game, and then NDW, that's Nathan Wicker, he got a bye. He was the odd person. It looks like everyone else is still playing. So let's go ahead. Let's check the top seed by USCF rating, at least, Chess for the Sun. Really likes White's position here. Wow. So yeah, Black's going to be going into the defensive mode, but remember, look at the time situation. It's 2 minutes to 4 minutes, so anything can happen. You can see the computer evaluation really likes White, but if you look at it closely, it's not an obvious win. So there's some work for Rick to do to try to convert this win against Trey Allen. So let's check another game, Lying Beast. And this was, yeah, that was the MVL that picture we were looking at, maybe to try to scare his opponent off. But this is Jack Swenson playing White, and we have, and I've already forgotten who this is. Lying Beast. Lying Beast is Jacob Song. Okay, Jacob is rated almost 2100, and he's made immense improvement over his since he started playing. When he was on my team over at Basis a few years ago, he was 1200, which was just ridiculously, for someone to have made such progress from 1200 to almost 2100 is just real fantastic. So he's worked really hard on his game. So it's good to see both these guys playing. Jack is a little bit low on the time on the clock. Jack is notoriously a slower type player, so I worry for him a little bit in this kind of situation. The computer says it's +1.5, but you know, I don't see anything like earth-shattering for White. So objectively, this is probably just equal, especially with a time situation like this. So we'll see what we'll see what happens with this. And let's see who else is still playing. We got VB Chess, my 2 students who are playing. If you can believe that, it's just ridiculous that they have to play. So yeah, Quinn has a 5-minute to 44-second advantage. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he has 8 pawns. So Jonathan's actually down 2 pawns here. I'm not sure I would have necessarily done that, because maybe Queen H3 or something, and then maybe F3. Got to be careful, because if takes, Black's going to have this rook take stuff. So better be careful about that. Not the best decision by Jonathan, but I think what he's doing is he's going for the the pawn on e2. But I think queen h3, it probably would have necessitated a repeat, and then white would have had to try to find something else. But again, with the time advantage and stuff, and only a 2-second increment, it's just not a lot of time. So Jonathan has to make sure that he speeds up as well. It's always, believe me, it is so tough seeing my students play each other because, you know, I can't root for anybody. All right, here we go. We got the two tic-tac. We got two tic-tacs. We got Joseph Wang, who is down the exchange here, it looks like, but he's going for a mate with knight g5 stuff coming. If hg knight g5 is brutal. So FG is definitely forced here. And the question is does white have anything after knight g5, h6? I don't see anything. I feel like black is better here. I think there's enough here for black, and Joseph is a little bit low on time here. So don't pay attention to the ratings. Joseph is over 2,000 and 15 tic-tacs. He's 1,900. So these are not the mismatches that it looks like on the screen. It's not like that because we're using the rapid ratings. We already checked Darian's game, and let's check if there's any more. Okay, Dark Shadow, he lost his game. Let's see how that game finished. He played against Luke Wang, and let's check that real quick. All right, so we have an English and Levi, Levi, that's his brother. Luke has been playing this line forever. This is a very standard line. Yeah, I guess that's okay. E4. Well, I don't like rook e8. To me, I would be taking this guy and trying to get my bishop to g4. Maybe play king h8, but I definitely like black a little bit better there. To takes. So I think black is a little bit better here, but nothing. Well, maybe not. Yeah, this is equal. Okay, g4, very committal move, creates a hole, but the knight. It would take the knight a long time to get to that square, so we got to be a little careful of that. So he volunteered. Oh, so he actually won a pawn. But I think what Matthew should have done here, Matthew should have taken. Oh, he can't take here because of g5. Look at that trick. Because if the knight moves, then the bishop falls. And if he takes here, we've got takes this with tempo. What a devilish thing. So actually, Matthew did make the right call in taking with the knight. I don't know if he saw that. Queen e2, knight c5. Yeah, and unfortunately now the two bishops come into play, and both players are playing very fast here. Oh, and so he just fell for a trick. He got his piece trapped. Well, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. I'm surprised both players are playing so fast though. Like this is move 34 already, and Matthew only used 7 of his minutes, and Luke used only over 5 of his. So that was a pretty quick game. So all right, we're gonna take a chance and we're gonna go look at some other games. We're gonna go check the Rockefeller, or the Barber, and then we'll do the Rockefeller. And let's see, any games still going? Oh, we got the two, and by the way, Sanjay and Sandeep are both really good friends. So the fact that they're playing each other is just another nail in the coffin. Interesting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Sandeep's up 2 pawns. This guy is loose, but I don't see any other threats. So I think Sandeep should win this game. But again, the time is everything in these games. I mean, it really is. Anything can happen, especially with kids. So we're getting down to the witching hour here. A lot of stuff is going to happen. So let's check out and see who else. Is this game still going? It is. All right. So we've got JD ZL 2008 and Silver Snake, and I've already forgotten who those people are. So I apologize. I'll try to learn all these by the end of the day. Oh, that's right. That's right. We have Marissa Wongso playing black, and we've got JD ZO Jaden. Yes, Jaden. So Jaden's struggling a little bit here. Has a dead equal position. Although objectively, with the knight being on c5, I would favor black. Or I'm sorry, I would favor white in this position just because the knight is better than the bishop, and white has a 3-2 pawn majority. But again, this is like you're asking these kids to play really, really tough endgames with no time. The winning idea for white is simply to play rook e2. and trade off these rooks. And then king here, and then you're going to see that this 3-2 pawn majority is not a majority at all. Again, it takes a lot of technique. There's still stuff to do here. Okay, so now he is trading rooks, and kids almost always trade when they're offered, so that will probably happen. But just got to be, got to be on the ball here. If black was smart, or I don't know smart, but black is going to try to play c5 and c4 and trade off that pawn majority, and then all of a sudden we got 2 versus 1. So this is going to be another one coming all the way down to the wire, and this is just crazy how many tough games we got here. All right, so here, what do we got here? That looks like that's going to be mate on. So how does white do this? I guess queen h3 would do the trick. It threatens bishop takes f1. If bishop g3 instead, then just queen h1 is mate. So yeah, black should win this as long as they find this move. But again, with lots of time, 24 seconds, kids panic, all sorts of stuff happens. Time is going to be, if there's going to be one thing that I think is going to decide today, it will be time. Like that was a mistake that I'm pretty sure that that they would not normally make if they had this. Now, of course, king e1 this is still winning, of course, because black's going to end up playing rook e1 or rook e to g1, and then he's going to win this queen. But again, there's some play. The rooks are defended, so that's something. There's passed pawns. That's something I'm saying. But objectively, of course, black is winning. But it takes some time here. White only has one move. I don't know what they're thinking about here, but they've got to try that. Oh, wow. I'm really surprised he missed rook g1. Okay, so now what I just said, everything's off. Now remember, there is an increment. Okay, so that does help. That does help some. But again, look what a mess this position is. We got 2 passed pawns here. We got a passed pawn here. We got potentially rook there. I have no idea what's going on in this position. But this is going to be all the way down to the wire. Well, I wouldn't have done that, but okay. Again, time is an issue here, because now you see this pawn is, so yeah, king e1 probably, and then maybe maybe black can try to do a rook lift of sorts. Okay, no, this move makes sense as well, trying to go after the pawn. This is one of the passed pawns, and you're not going to be able to queen this by itself, because the rook will be able to defend this. Maybe I think now just rook f8 and rook here. Although, ooh, I really don't like that move, because look at rook b7 now. This guarantees a perpetual. Okay, well, this is just quick here, but this is already a tough position. D7 was a really bad move, because now the king can actually escape, and this c pawn is held and stuff, and then black is going to do this. So it's amazing how these games turn so fast. So, all right, we're going to go to the. We're going to go, we'll check out Mr. Ketchup King. And this is, okay, well, that was a quick game to look at. That was mate in 1. Let's see, any other games still going? It looks like all the other games are going. Sanjay did end up losing that game. So that was a tough first round match. Jeez. But you know, that kind of stuff happens. So, all right, let's squeeze over to the Rockefeller and see how we're doing on this. Let's take a look. So we only have a couple games done. Wow, this is amazing. So all these games are coming down to the wire. We've got Ripe Peach. I wonder if that's a Tasty Peach from Chess Kid. All right, so it looks like Cool Smasher is down material, and he's in trouble. Okay, so this game is this should not be in doubt. Although, of course, I'm going to jinx it, and I always jinx. Let's try S3, whoever this is. And, oh, Daniel Yan. Okay, I clicked on the wrong thing here. Let us check this game here. But this is already round 2. Yes, because they have a faster schedule. That's why I'm missing. Okay, we got here. All right. So, wow, pretty high quality game here, actually, in terms of the opening that they're playing and stuff. This is quite good. I mean, this is like real chess. I like it. Good for both players, playing very, very well here. And Daniel Yan, he is a good player. He is, I think he's 16 or 1700 if I remember correctly. So that's great to see. Great to see him playing as well. So we got the standings. If we do we have any? We've already got, so we have three players that already have 2 out of 2, and then everybody else, we got 1.5 out of 2, so they've already finished their game, and it looks like there are other games going. So these games are going to finish much, much faster than the other games. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the okay, so let's go back over to the check out Possum Jag Oyodi. I'm so bad at this stuff. It's going to be crazy. Let's check this game out. All right, so here we have a. All right, so black is up a few pawns here. But some technique, of course. But that's just, that of course hangs a piece to rook e2, and white didn't take it. So anyway, yeah, these are kids. You know, one of the things that's really hard to judge kids based on online games, just because everyone has different skills, and playing online is a totally different skill than playing over the board. I can't tell you. If playing online was the judgment of your rating, I would be much higher rated, because I'm a decent online player for someone of my rating, my actual U.S. chess rating. So these games, anything can happen, but this is pretty good. Black noticed that this is all pinned and stuff, so this is all good for black. Okay, and let's check out, we already checked those games out. So they're about to finish round 2 already, which is just amazing already that they can do that. All right, we're going to swing over to the, we're going to go back over to the Denker. Okay, so, oh, Mr. Money did. Let's see, Mr. Money ended up playing. Who did he play? Mr. Money, oh wow, beat Rick's son. Wow, now that is a huge upset. That's a, that's like an upset you do not see coming in these events. And we'll see what happened here. Was there some weirdness that happened? Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, this is, uh-oh, Rick hung his queen, so that was a disastrous decision. Yeah, I just completely forgot about that. Yeah, he probably meant to play queen h1 check first, but yeah, no, losing that. So that is actually a huge upset in the first round here. And again, 15-minute games, anything can happen. Like literally anything can happen. So you got to be, you can't count anybody out in a game. Looks like Golden King. So Darian also lost to Jacob Broyles, and that was well, that was a 75 move game. Are there any other games still going? It looks like everyone played all their games so far. Looks like Quinn and Jonathan ended up drawing. I'm not sure what happened in that game. We can take a quick look. Well, I don't want to look at that game. I want to look at the other game. We're gonna take a look, because I'm actually curious as to what happened. Okay, let's go to games and let's see what happened. Let's take a look. All right, so that's an interesting line. So when we last saw the game, we were talking about queen h3 being the move here. Did the computer agree with me? It didn't like queen h3. It liked queen h5 as the best move. Interesting. Oh, e3. Yikes. That is not a good move. And Jonathan, and he missed a chance here to just play rook f5. This is game over. So yeah, and all of a sudden this just became a 20-second game. And this is what we call in chess random. Anything can happen. Both sides were probably really scared. Quinn hung a piece. That wasn't good. Oh my gosh, what a mess this is. And they took a draw. Yeah, Jonathan needed to try to play on with king e8. But anyway, what a mess. So anyway, that was, again, all these games with such a fast time control, anything can happen. It really can. So Quinn's now playing Jack Swenson in a game. This is a Scandinavian that Quinn plays. And let's check out who else is playing. Evil Eye 15. Let's check out his game, because he's now the top seed in most ways. And this is it looks like a 2 knights Kuro. If I remember, if it looks like correctly, it was a 2 knights Kuro. Yeah. So this is you kind of bishop g4 is the best move. Yeah. So this is a line in which White gets the 2 bishops, but it's actually very difficult to win this kind of a game. It's tough. But anyway, that's a good game already. And with 4 rounds, it's going to be we could easily have a tie, and we'll get into that a little bit later in the telecast with the tie. But I'm gonna text Zach and get Zach on to join us. I'm gonna get Zach. Okay, join it. Okay, so we're going to go into the live chess. If this is how you're checking the games here, if you want to watch live games being played, we've already seen this game. We'll close this one, and let's see who else is playing. Let's go here. Let's go Mr. Money, and we have a strange position already. This is called the Guimard, but against c3, you're supposed to play e5 in these positions and try to open things up. So that's kind of a mistake for Black to play bishop d7. It's kind of not very aggressive, but White's also trying to struggle as to what they need to play here. So, and I clicked out on accident. Okay, so let's go here and let's check some other games that are going on. Luke, we already checked. India, okay. Golden Knight's already won his game, it looks like. And we've already got Lying Beast and VB. We already did that game. Jack Swenson. Let's check.
Robbie?
Let's check J Mart. Hey, J Zach, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Cool. All right, welcoming us on the telecast is Zach. Zach, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Zach's currently going to the University of Arizona, and he was on the Catalina Foothills chess team last year, and so he is joining us for the telecast for at least one of these rounds. And Zach, are you able to? Are you following?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I have been. Right. I have it open on the other tab.
So Zach, you played in chess tournaments for literally forever, and
yep.
And so I'm curious as to what you see when you see all these games coming down to the wire like this.
I don't know. I mean, I think it definitely gets better as you get older. Like for guys like Quinn and Jonathan and Darian and Jacob, they're all used to it. I'm sure they know how to play. But but online, like you said, like you have been saying, anything can happen. I mean, Jonathan drew Quinn in a winning position, and
yep, and that game probably turned like 8 times. It was just.
Oh yeah, it did. I was watching the end of it. Yeah. It was insane.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And do you want me to show my face? I can if you want.
Yeah, no, of course. Let everyone see your pretty face.
There I am.
Hello, Zach. And
I haven't gotten a haircut in a while.
Well, you probably need one. The fan, it looks like the fan is like on overdrive there, so trying to keep the room as cool as possible. So
yep,
it's good to have you on there.
It is.
Yeah. All right. Let's check out some games. Let's check out. This is J Mart against the Lying Beast. I have no idea what this opening is. Another one that I got no clue on. I have no idea what's going on in that position. It looks like a total mess.
Looks like an opening I would get myself into.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Black is playing for this dark square, this hole here. White's just Black is giving up this hole voluntarily. But of course, if you're able to take and get your knight to d4, that's not so bad. It's not terrible.
Right.
So all right, let's check a game that has a little more sanity to it. Let's see if we can check anything that has sanity. If you want to check my sanity, please let me know. Okay, so let's check out Chess for the Sun. Yeah, Rick lost his first game. That was a one.
I assumed he was like I wasn't even really looking at his game because I just kind of assumed.
Yeah, well, I mean Rick is by far the best slow player in the event. It's not
Yeah,
even close.
that's true. But I mean, as he's shown before, in time pressure, he kind of flounders.
Yeah. Well, check this out. So this is like Rick is now, after losing his first game, now is playing Joseph Wang, who's also 2000.
Yeah.
And they're actually teammates now. Joseph was one of our teammates, if you recall, and then they moved to Phoenix. And now, with 0 out of 1, they have to play each other. This is just very, very strong. As I was explaining to everybody earlier, it's crazy. We have 2 players in the Denker rated over 2100, and we got 1, 2, 3. We got 5 more 2000s, and then we got
Darian's a master, even though he's below 22 right now.
Yep, he is. And we got 5 1900s, and then we have the lowest rated is a 1400, who's made lots of upsets. So that's just a really, really tough field and stuff. So interesting what's going on here. All right, so this looks. I think Black has a little bit of an advantage here. I'm not sure about this A4 A5 thing. I think White will probably play C3 here. I don't really think he has a choice. He's probably debating whether he can play D5, Knight D4, and C3. No, but I think I don't really like taking here. I feel like Rick will take with the pawn.
Yeah.
And this pawn might be a liability at some point. I think White kind of got their systems a little confused here. Okay, so let's check out. We're going to leave the Denker now, and let's go over to the. And Zach, I just think it's so unique that you're able to join us and know and give us your thoughts as to what it's like to play in something like this.
Yeah, I mean, I never really like this. I don't know. I mean, this is obviously. Well, I think it's obviously different than anything I played in, like an online situation like this, especially being so fast paced. I couldn't imagine playing in a 15-minute tournament with this high of stakes.
Yeah,
but
isn't it crazy?
It's crazy. I mean, I didn't I told you, I didn't even know that this was like a qualifier for Denker and Barber and Rockefeller until last night. I didn't even realize how big of a deal this was.
Mm-hmm. Well, here we have Sandeep. I'm not sure I would have done Knight takes E5, kind of sacrificing the pressure. I mean, anything.
Yeah.
I think Rook D5 or B4 would have been really strong.
Yeah, I was about to say B4. Attack the knight, right?
Yeah, use your pawns to attack. But again, this is a tough matchup here. This is someone.
Who's Galacticism? Because I know Ketchup King's Evan.
Sandeep, so he's a master.
Oh, yeah. So this is.
And then Ketchup King is Evan Yin, and he's 1900.
Right.
So we're already getting high quality matchups in round 2 of this event. It's literally unbelievable, actually, when you think about it.
It is.
All right, let's
go. The quality of play is just.
Yeah, it is. It is
terrific.
really good, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let's check out Kunj_1. He's playing against Jonas Raza. I think that's Jonah Rempe. And whoa, we have some serious attacking stuff going on here.
All right.
This looks like
this is
a time enough.
This is oh my gosh, Knight G4 is a weird move. I like it.
Well, yeah. I think his idea is if he takes
then takes on F2 and then
here and here. But you have to be careful. That bishop is lonesome by itself, okay?
Right.
So any bishop move that comes out is a tempo. So that could be a tempo on this. And by the way, when the queen's here,
not only that, the queen's hitting G7 and then hitting the rook and
exactly. So this is one of those moves where I really do not like Knight G4 at all. I feel like we're violating general principles just to go for like a cool trick, and I think that's a little bit crazy.
I feel like you already have so much pressure here. You're able to kind of take a step back for a move or two and just kind of get your king safe or
right. Well,
prepare it a little better.
Jonas is a good player. Jonas is over 1900, and I would say, if I had to guess, I think he'll take this. But the hard part is you got to have the guts to sacrifice, because
Right.
obviously when you sacrifice, if it doesn't work, you're in trouble, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not so sure about this. This looks like a real mess. If I had to guess, actually, I think Zonas will play knight to d1, because I think it's hard to play that, and I think he'll see that on knight d1 that he can at least play h3 later if he needs to kick the knight. Like, let's say black plays h5 or something, and maybe he can try to still hold the position. So this is gonna be a good game. I can already tell it's gonna be a good game. All right, let's check out Kakakashi Hatataki 2. Okay, and of course I'm butchering these names so badly, and I apologize to everybody that I'm butchering their names. So, Zach, what do you think of this game?
This is another weird game.
This is Johnny Yu, who's 18, almost 1900, 1887, versus Ishan Maladi, who is 1861. This is round 2, guys. Okay, this is really crazy that we're having these kind of matchups. So, what's your impression?
I mean, I like black a little better. I think that White's king's a lot more exposed. White has a lot of pressure on black, but I think a lot of that's kind of false.
Yeah.
Yeah, a move like h6 or g6 would have dispelled a lot of it pretty much immediately.
Yes, I would have played g6 personally, but
yeah, I think I would have too, just so that the bishop can come back and defend just in case, and also it kind of cuts off that diagonal completely. But
you have to do some calculation here, because we've got rook b7 and then queen f5, which threatens this and this. So we actually might have a situation where that's actually brutal. That's a killer combination. Look at that move. Rook b7.
Yeah, I was looking at rook b7, but I didn't connect it to queen f5. Yeah.
Queen d6. So queen f5 threatens queen h7 and queen h8 mate. G6,
and also threatens.
G6 doesn't work because a queen takes. This is bad. This is bad for black, I think. Because after queen f5, I think black. What's black's only defense, Zach? I'm putting you on the spot.
Rook c7.
Oh. Well, I didn't even think of that. Rook c7. Check. Okay, maybe that's okay too.
Because can't you run? Can't you run out to e7?
I was thinking you had to bail and play queen g6.
Oh, queen g6 is.
And force the queen.
Yikes.
Because he can't take on c8 because we've got queen takes e4
right.
mating.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ever defend like with rook f8 or queen f8 because then h7's made as well.
Right. So yeah, I think you're right. Rook c7.
I think rook c7's the best move.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. And the thing is that even though the king is running, once the king gets to e7, remember, then the rook is attacking the queen. So White can't just leave his queen there. So yeah, this.
So White then probably would have to trade and then get his queen out. Mm-hmm. Trade on c7, I mean, and then just come back to h7.
He could. You know what he could do? He could trade and then play rook b1 and bring the other rook to b7. And then we have all those same threats again. Anyway, this is now black is going to front a really, really tough move. But these are both really good players. So all right,
yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time on one game, but that's an interesting game. Let's check out who's this. This is Pez Dis Spencer. Okay. So Zach, what do you think of this position? First of all, let me tell you
who
boy. People are. A venturing hobbit. This is Benjamin Jeter. He's almost 1900. He's a very, very good player. I've seen him always do well at the state events. And who is Pezid Spencer? Is Spencer Boatner, who's I think he's from Tucson. I want to say, but he looks like he's in a little bit of trouble here. Two pieces for the rook. Okay.
And some pawns, I think. 2 pieces and 2 pawns, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So, black, it doesn't really get much. I don't know. I think this is a pretty straightforward win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it is.
And what I was going to say just about getting good matchups so early, I remember at, because I played in high school, state, obviously. So we like that's a lot smaller. So we got good matchups early as well. But for like the lower like K6, K8, whatever, there would be like two good players, and then they would just play in round 6 or something, and then that was like the one round to watch, and it's just great to get so many good matchups between contenders early. It's amazing.
Wow, look at the Rockefeller. We've already done 2 rounds complete, and we got one player who's already won. Thundering Bishop, and of course I've already forgot their name. Oh, that's Roshan. He's one of the top guys. And let's check QF. Where's QF? Ooh, QF STN. He dropped a game. Wow.
Who's that?
That's Steve Wongso.
Oh, really?
Yeah, big.
Isn't he?
Big
Whoa.
Fans. Wow, let's check this game out. Let's see what happened. He just got mated. Tons of time too. I wonder what happened. So he was up.
Oh wow.
He was up here. Oh my gosh, he got his rooks forked. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Have you ever seen that trick? Wow. What a unique.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
That is. Who is Go Risk?
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous.
That's crazy. That is really.
Oh my gosh.
Because you can't distract with rook. Well, wait.
Right.
Because if rook g7, this rook takes, and we can't throw in rook e5 check because he takes this pawn. Isn't that unbelievable? Wow.
That's insane.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what?
And the insane thing is, with rook g7, it's crazy that after king f5, it's defending everything.
Oh, well, no, but he can also play. Yeah, you're right. But he could just take here, too. Rook takes, FG, and then here. If rook g7, he can take with the rook on the 4th rank. So, yeah, wow. Okay, well, whatever. It happens. Things happen.
It looks like Wongso just won.
Okay.
So he's at 2 now.
All right. So we'll see. So there is 5 rounds. So that is the games are a little faster, but yeah, I think with the games being faster and there being one more round, I still think he has a chance to sneak back in.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Especially because there's no tie breaks. It's just it just goes to a playoff, right?
All the tied players. So we have a 2.
So he doesn't have to worry about that. It's a loss to a lower player as long as in the end he has a chance to tie. He's fine.
Right. Exactly.
He's still right.
So here we have a chance for there to be 2 players with 3 out of 3, and if these 2.5s, they just played each other, so one of the 2.5s is going to play Wongso. So he still has a chance to get in there. He just has to make sure he doesn't drop any games. Okay, so let's go back and let's check any games that are let's check the last game in progress. And here we have Wajan Gaji. Oh, and who is that? That's Brady Jeter. He's 1250. He's the brother of
Ben Jeter.
Ben Jeter, who is a very good player. And then we also have who is S37? That's Daniel Yan, and he is a 16 to 1700 player. He's a very good player as well. So this is looks like Daniel Yan is he. I've always been impressed with him. I thought that he had a lot of talent. So it's good to see all the strong Arizona kids. That's the thing I love about this is all the strong kids in Arizona seem to be playing on this. So this event. Okay, so let's go back. We can skip the Rockefeller for now, and let's go to in progress. Let's flip back to the Barber. See if there's anything going on here. We've got Galacticism. What is this? Oh, this is bad because after here comes E6.
Yeah.
Or Sandeep might play E6, might play Queen 6.
Oh, Robbie, what? Here's something so Queen D8, King G7, and then E6.
Oh yeah.
And if Queen takes, Queen D7.
Except then,
I think. Then Queen blocks.
Then Queen F7. So you got to be careful. Don't be cute. Just bring your pawn to E6 and stuff, Because then if queen f6, we can check.
Then you just lost the pawn, right?
And then we can check this because I'm just worried about perpetuals. That's the only thing you got to worry about. So, but Sandeep is way low on time. Evan Yin's way up on the clock.
E6.
But the increment does help. It is for good players. They get out of stuff by queen e7 is just bad because now he's stuck. Now this is just stuck forever. And
he can just. Sandeep can just do whatever he wants. Yeah.
Yeah. As long as he doesn't hang this pawn with check, he's golden. So.
Especially even if he takes b4 or anything, f7's mate. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Sandeep wins the king.
Sandeep's not listening to the conversation, I can assure you, but he just played king f2. So. All right. So that's a good game. And all right. So let's go to another game. Let's see who else is playing. We got. We already checked that game. We already checked. Let's check the Jonas game. What happened here? So Jonas, look what he did.
Whoa.
He did play knight to d1. He played knight d1.
He did. You were right.
Back to f6. Look at that. Oh, but then he hung the e-pawn. That was bad. He sacked the exchange, which I like, actually, as an idea.
Yeah, I like, especially since he got c6 out of it as well. But trading queens is kind of...
Yeah. Well, you know what's interesting? This knight is beautifully placed. Because
it is.
If he takes here, which I wouldn't do, king takes, and then the king can go to e1 if the rook comes here, and the knight, everything's kept out.
Yeah.
Now, black could double rooks, but I don't see what it's going to do. So there's some work here for black to do, but remember, black is up a pawn. He's in exchange for a pawn, I should say.
Yeah.
So in effect, it's a pawn. Okay, let's check out anybody else. I think we already looked at these games. We just looked at them recently. Yeah, I think he made the right choice keeping the bishop on the board. Although, frankly, I'm not so sure worried about that. Bishop d3 is now really well placed. So now in order for black, so one of the things you guys got to know is when you have an advantage, you got to use your advantage. And where is your advantage that black has? He's up the exchange for a pawn, but he also has four pawns on the king side versus 3. Okay, so if I were black, I would try to use e5 and f5 at some point. So black might have to play f5 first, then g6, then e5, then e4, and get some pieces in the game. So that's how you take advantage. If black doesn't do that, it makes the game go on longer. E5, he finds it. But I don't like that necessarily now.
I don't like that first. I don't like that move first.
Because of g4, right?
Right.
Now black's going to play e4, I guess, here. But then the bishop can come to c4. There's no tricks there. And the bishop can come back. But again, there's some technique that's required here. And I'm not a huge fan of making the bishop blocked like this. There was no need for it. I think you got to wait for that. But yeah, I guess it's a matter of choice. Okay, so let's check. Go over and check the Zdenker. All right. So
there's only one game left in that, right?
No, there's.
Or is it a new round?
Yeah, it's a new round.
Right. Sorry.
The Golden King already won. He must have.
Oh, and it looks like Sanjay beat Evan.
Evan.
Yeah. Because I just have a ton of games open, so that just came up as.
No, Sandeep did. Yes.
Oh, Sandeep. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
All right. So let's check the games in progress. Evil Eye is playing against Luke Wang. These are actually teammates over at Basis, and Luke is down the exchange. Yeah, he's down the exchange for nothing. There's no extra stuff here. I wonder how that happened. I guess you know what happened. White used his extra pawn.
I thought Evil Eye was Jacob Broyles.
I'm sorry. You're right. I misspoke. You're right. My bad. All right, so Queen F3. I'm just getting all these names confused because when you're trying to remember a handle, it's like, who is this? All right. Sorry about that, Jacob. So Jacob's up an exchange here, and his only. Oh my gosh! And that look at the trick he fell for.
To lose the exchange.
Yeah, he played a6 and just allowed it here. So again, these players would never do this in a real game, but again, things happen.
How long did he spend on a6?
Let's check.
He spent 2 minutes and 42 seconds on a6.
Uh-oh.
Yikes!
No,
that's a move he.
No, it was. Well,
I did.
You can tell.
Bishop C. Yeah.
Okay.
Bishop c3 was 1.5 minutes, and then a6 was 2 minutes 42 seconds.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I missed that. Sorry. All right. So anyway, we got queen e5. So there's some technique here. Obviously, this is a little dicey here. I guess the bishop's going to have to come here, but the rook looks really strange here. Bishop b4 maybe, rook b3.
Right.
Yeah, it's messy. I think it's clumsy, the rook on c3, but how can you complain? Black's up or white's up.
Right, a full exchange, so.
Yeah. Okay, so let's check out and see. Okay. Let's see what's going on here.
Darian won his second game to make up for that. The start. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
What?
Okay, so you know that game we were looking at between, I don't remember who either of these people are, but Adventuring Hobbit and Pez Dispenser.
Uh-huh.
That was the one where Black was just up 2 pieces, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And that ended, or 2 pieces for a rook, and that ended in a stalemate.
Oh no. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. All right, let's keep going here.
Wow.
All right. So
He with 6 minutes and 26 seconds left, or 8 minutes, he stalemated him. That's
people just
ridiculous.
play really fast.
Yeah.
So okay. So let's check out.
Oh, that's a good mate.
All right. So let's check out this. Let's check out who's still playing. We already did the Mr. Did we do Mr. Money? We did. Yeah, we didn't do this one.
No, I don't have that one open.
We have a. What is this?
And then Black is Nathan Wicker, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, it's funny. Trey is Mr. Money, and he paired all the way up against Rick in the first round, and then he got the
lowest rated. He's getting.
He got a good.
That win against Rick was really good for him.
It's a great
not just in terms of obviously the upset, but also
and here
just pairing as well.
Black only has 30 seconds, so that's already worrisome for Nathan. Okay, let's see who else is playing. Any other cool games we got here? Check. This is Jack against Quinn, and we have an even position, materially, and Jack is up. He has a slightly better position, I would say, but it's
It's up 3 minutes.
So yeah, the time is pretty critical. White might be trying for like a move like h5, maybe at some point. That might be a little scary. Yeah, so he did do it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
But we just got to make sure Quinn has to defend this pawn somehow, and maybe he can be active and play Bishop d5. Bishop d5 looks like a really good move.
I was thinking something like Bishop h6 even.
Oh yeah, that's clever. That's clever. You calculate. Did you calculate, Zach? No.
Well,
no, you're
I don't
right.
know. It's just an instinct.
You're right. No, I was just kidding. So I'm just doing my former student. I can give him some smack. So on HG, okay. So we ended up playing rook e6 to defend. Okay, that's fair too. And now White has to keep that attack going. The rook is awkward on e6, but it can't be really attacked. So it's going to take some. It's going to take some positions. It's going to take some technique here. Rook h1. All right. If I were him, I'd be looking at a move like Bishop f6 at some point. But again, you have to make sure HG doesn't kill you.
Right. Especially since Jack could have a possibility of doubling up on the h file.
Right. Exactly.
King g2 and.
Exactly. Okay.
Quinn, I think, is going to be a really interesting player this tournament because he.
Who?
Quinn.
Oh yeah.
Just because online, I think. It's a different dynamic, obviously, and that can be a huge disadvantage or a huge advantage for him.
Yes.
And he's just such an erratic player in general in terms of, as we said, at state grades when he played amazingly, and then
went 5-0.
Yeah.
So in this position, this is Joseph Wang against Rick Sun, and they're playing. Let's see, we have a pawn up position for Rick. It's just basically a King's Indian, except it wasn't a King's Indian. It was it was a King's Indian. It was a G3 line. So anyway, interesting. All right. So this is going to come down the wire. 1 minute each. This is this is that's
and two notoriously slow players.
I know. Well, they love Rick loves the increment or the delay. He's always very good with that. But all the good players are good with delay. That's
right.
part of their deal. All right, let's check out the 15 Tic Tacs. This is against Matthew Coy. So Matthew is trying to win a one-end game here. He's got 5 minutes on his clock versus his opponent.
Is Matthew trying to win?
Oh, yeah. This is winning.
Matthew's white. I'm sorry. I was looking at the board weirdly. Yeah, Matthew's trying to, yeah.
Actually, no. Actually, we got to be careful here because if this guy, remember that this is the wrong colored pawn. So
right. So
if the computer suggests h4, but g3 takes h5 to preserve the pawn, I don't see how you're going to stop king h4, king here, and g6. So this is just a draw, even though the computer evaluation is just wrong.
Well, that might be the thing where sometimes the computer, like, it'll evaluate a king and two knights versus a king on an empty board as like plus 5.5 or something.
Yes, exactly.
Even though it's just a draw. So it just might be that this, and I think that now it's just a draw. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh,
no,
yeah.
King F2.
Draw.
Yep. So Black escaped. Black escaped. Good technique by Little Broil.
Yeah.
Who's another very talented kid here in
Arizona. So Evil Eye is Jacob, Cool Smasher is Gabriel, and then 15 Tic Tacs is, I don't remember the other one. Mm-hmm. Is Matthew. Okay.
I keep looking and I can never remember who is Lying Beast. All these names are so hard to keep track of. Let's just check it out. Where are you, Lying Beast? Lying Beast. Oh, that's Jacob. Yes, I keep forgetting. I don't know why I keep forgetting who that is.
Lying Beast is Jacob's song?
Yeah, Lying Beast is Jacob's song, but he has a MVL picture, so he's trying to intimidate his opponents.
And he says he's from France.
Well, you have to remember, Jacob also has used my profile picture as his picture. So
oh my gosh.
He trolls me a little bit, and he loves every minute of it as well. So this is Jacob and Jonathan, and they're playing an endgame here. Looks like where Black is a little bit. Black is.
Well, Jacob's up 2 pawns. Two pawns.
So Black just has to White has to show good technique here. If I were Jonathan, I keep the pawn on the board. Don't do a move like this. First of all, this move loses instantly to Bishop D5. Yeah, keep the pressure here.
Which move were you talking about?
Huh?
Which move were you talking about when you said this move loses instantly to Bishop D5?
Oh, if Queen A3. If Queen A3, we have Bishop D5.
Oh, yeah, Bishop D5. Yeah, it's pinned and right.
All right, check it. All right, let's keep going. So who else is playing?
Yeah, Matthew's game was a draw.
Yeah, in progress. Let's check.
Jonas's game ended up being a draw.
Oh, was it really?
Whoa. They drew in a position with a lot to play for.
Fast, huh?
I would not accept a draw from either side here.
Mm-hmm.
Really interesting.
One second.
All right. I'll commentate for a little bit.
Yes, Zach.
Except I can't really show my games on the screen.
Can you explain what Magnus Carlsen's biggest weaknesses are, please? I'd really like.
Oh, yeah.
The viewing audience would really like to know about this.
In the face of pressure, Magnus freezes like a deer in headlights. Mm-hmm. You know, he like I said, he just freezes, like still as a statue. It's like he's facing Medusa. And
Medusa? You just said the word Medusa? Are you kidding me? Come on.
It's hard, cold cutting analysis, Roddy.
All right, so Daniel Yan is white here against the Thundering Bishop, which is Roshan. So these are actually two. Okay. These are two of the top seeds. Actually, this is seeds number 2 and number 3. So this is.
Which tournament is that in?
This is the Rockefeller.
Okay.
So
And that's the first game.
Dan is
Okay.
up 1 pawn.
Oh, wow.
And they're opposite colored bishops, but anything can happen, and they're both playing like they have 20 seconds on their clock. I mean, literally, it's smooth 31,
Oh, my gosh.
and I don't understand why these kids play so fast.
I don't either. I would be, like, I don't know.
Like,
Man.
for example, if black plays knight c6 next turn, I'm gonna lose it, allowing knight a7 because they're just playing so
Right,
fast.
obviously.
I just don't understand. So, oh, look, a check. All right, so let's go to the next game. Let's see what else we got here.
My goodness.
John Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, he has 2.5 out of 3. A Rainbow Bash. Oh, he's already finished his game. 2.5 out of 4. So yeah, those are the top 2 contenders right now, and this is round 4. So with 3 out of 3, whoever wins that game has a chance to win the tournament. And then we got 2.5 out of 3s. John Test and Go Risk. What is going on here?
Rick ended up beating Joseph, by the way.
Oh, did? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So now Black has to make sure that I guess he just has to make sure he doesn't allow the perpetual there.
And Quinn won.
That shouldn't be a perpetual there. Well, he might have won on time because he got.
No. Well, yeah, I think he did win because of time pressure, but somehow he got an attack on the king side with just his queen and rook.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm just looking through it.
All right, so let's actually check the leading game though, because we have a 2 out of 2. Trey already won his game, so we've got Evil Eye. So this game is still going. What's going on here? Except they drew. It looks like. So yeah, so Jacob Royals and Luke 623 drew their game. So we have 3 1.5 out of 2s, and then we got a 2 out of 2. Okay.
I think with Jonathan and Jacob, it looks like Jonathan has a perpetual. Or maybe not a perpetual, but
no,
it's definitely...
This is definitely winning. Because now...
pawn, you think so?
Oh, yeah. This is... Oh, no, this is an extra pawn, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, and this is where I don't like this instant check, because it does not help your position at all to keep checking.
Right.
What you need to use is your extra pawn. Use your pawn and get a passed pawn, because this is like White's being very aggressive here. But look at this. H5 needs to happen. You need to get,
I would agree.
Pawns going.
Oh my god! No way!
Oh my
Jacob.
God. Oh my gosh,
my gosh!
That's a tragic loss, and that kind of stuff happens. It's just awful.
That's unbelievable.
Well, I want to point out to everybody that White had 1:43, and his eyes clearly played tricks on him, because he thought, and I've done this before too, he probably thought this pawn was guarded. He in his mind, he just forgot it, but also look, 1:45.
And Robbie, he had 1:45 left, and he hadn't spent over 20 seconds on a move since move 42, and move 72 was the final move.
Yeah, you got to be so careful. Just take your time. Take your time.
Especially, I don't know. I understand playing for a win. You want to be aggressive, but he's just leading his king out there.
Completely. Anyway, that's
I don't know.
Happens. All right,
yeah,
so
it does.
So we have 1 2 out of 2, and we got 4 5. Wait. 1 2 3. We got 4 players with 1.5 out of 2. So it looks like the bottom 1.5 will drop and probably play Rick.
That draw between Jonathan and Quinn is going to be huge. When Jonathan had a winning position and he drew, he accepted a draw.
Look at this. They've already started round 3. That's how fast these things start. It's kind of crazy.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right, we're going to go over and check the Rockefeller event, because that actually might end, and I'm going to ask, can you send me the link?
Oh, the herring.
Yes. There they are. Never mind. Except I can't. Yeah, I can. I don't know if I can do this though. I don't know if I can do it by the link. What's Grace's handle? Because maybe I can find it a different way. Because if I get another stream, it'll disconnect everybody.
Right. So Grace's is Musical Chang.
Okay, hold on. Let me just find this.
And Yulia's is just Yulia Savine.
Okay. What is Grace's name? Musical Chang?
Musical Chang.
Okay. Didn't come up. Spell it again.
I just have to pull up the thing again. Okay.
Because I have it too.
Musicalchang.
There it is. It didn't come up the first time. Okay, so how do we follow her?
I don't know. I don't know how you.
Let's follow. No, following doesn't work.
Oh, I think because there's just that. I think if you just look up a username.
I did. No, I have her. If you look on the Twitch thing, I have her. I have the thing on my screen.
Because those would be those. I mean, Grace is obviously a huge favorite, but
yeah. Where is the? How do I watch her though? Oh wow, Grace lost a game to Jane Rempe.
Really?
Yep.
Is she the 1700 or the 1400?
I think she's the higher rated of the two.
Okay.
I actually don't know that. What is going on here? Why can't we see this? So I'd love to watch this. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll just bring it up on my laptop and then I'll bring it up on my laptop and I'll just call out what I'm seeing because I just need. Otherwise, I'll disconnect. Okay, so let's take a look. And oh, that was the game she just lost. So she's still playing. It looks like, or.
Do we know what round they're on?
Yeah, they've played 2 games so far.
Okay.
I don't know about the other game, if the other game finished or not. It looks like only 2 games so far. Let's check out one more. Well, actually, let's check out. Actually, I'm curious to see what happened. How is Jane doing in this one?
Okay, Robbie, if you add her as a friend, then it'll come up in your friends tab, and you can click on them to spectate their game.
She has to accept.
No, she doesn't, because I just added her as a friend. I'm not friends with her, but I can. She's not playing right now, but once she does play, I can spectate.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, hopefully, let's check out this other one. I'm gonna do the other link. All right, round 3 of the herring is about to start, so that's probably why we didn't see it.
Yeah.
And Yulia had beaten Mika. Okay, and so let's see how Mika's done so far. So yeah, so Grace has Grace may not have a chance to. Yulia won her second game, and she lost the first game.
I think Yulia played Grace in the first game. So then,
Yeah.
but I think they are gonna do like if there's multiple people with 2 at the end of the round robin, then they do, and then Grace gets a chance, but she needs
she's gonna
Jane to slip up.
Yeah, she's gonna need an upset there. Yeah, so that's another big upset. Wow, we've had a lot of huge upsets.
We have.
Yeah, and they just
Michelle's
the stats.
Michelle's been putting them in the.
Thank you for doing that, MM.
I have not been paying attention to Twitch chat at all.
All right, so let's check back here and let's go back to the live tournaments. Okay, so we got this one we already looked at. Boom.
Okay, so are you going to look at the Danker or the Barber now?
We need to switch over the Barber because I don't think we've been kind of going
touched
back
on
and
that
forth
one.
here. Well, I'm actually curious who's winning the Rockefeller. So that game ended up being a draw. So we got 2 3.5s out of 4. And for everybody that is just tuning in, the Rockefeller, as soon as they finish to start the last round, we have some rules in place that if there is a tie, we do not decide it by tie breaks. In the rules, it's written in that we will have a playoff amongst those, and it depends on how many people are tied as to what we do. But basically, there will be a tiebreak of some sort that will start after we finish all of these games here. So the Rockefeller is finishing really fast, which is not surprising to me.
That's also the shorter time control.
And check this out: we got 2.5, but they have 5 rounds though. 2.5 out of 3 is this game here. So go risk and cool smasher. Now,
right.
I think Cool Smasher is
that's Gabriel Broyles.
One of the Broyles brothers.
It looks like he's pretty much mated here.
He's in trouble, but you know what? I never say anything because you know what happens in chess? It's called
mouse a lot slips. Can happen.
Mouse slips can happen all the time. So nothing you can take for granted. Someone.
Oh my gosh! There's one.
Like for example, that hangs a rook. Although it's still.
It's still winning.
Enough because
or even taking the bishop. Okay. Yeah.
But White probably won't see that. White will just probably. Oh, they did see it. Very nice.
Yeah. I just trade queens and take the bishop and go into a rook up endgame.
That's good. So check this out. We're gonna have 3 players. They're going to have 3.5 out of 4 going in the last round for that. And what's happening is that the top 2 people have already played each other. So it's going to. So we're going to have Go Risk is going to play.
Who is Go Risk?
Go Risk is. Let's check. Go Risk is Adith Shankar, who's a 1500. So he's a good player.
Oh, yeah. And then also there's still Wangzhou at 3 out of 4.
Yes, but
hanging out.
Now he's going to need help though because
he does.
Unless the 3.5 draws, he's not going to be the representative.
He needs all the 3.5s to draw or lose.
No, remember he's going to play one of the 3.5.
So he's got to win, so he can take care of one.
Yeah.
Right.
Assuming that's the pairing and stuff.
But some of it is out of his hands, which you never want. Obviously, you always want to control your own destiny.
Absolutely. All right. Let's quickly check on the Barber. So we've got one player at 2.5 out of 3, and it looks like Sandeep is still playing his game. So let's take a gander at his game, and this looks really bad for.
Oh.
Wow.
For White.
Look how fast the game is. White has spent less than 2 minutes. Now, of course, he's got increment, but he's already spent less than 2 minutes on a game that is really this important. Okay. And, so Sandeep has this one under control. I don't want to jinx Sandeep. I'm sorry, Sandeep, if I do jinx you, but it's nothing personal. It's just something that happens in these games. So he will have 3 out of 3. And he will play Jonas or, it depends on how Amudan does in his game. So let's check his game real quick.
And I just want to say something about what Sandeep's opponent was doing. Like, he only has one move here. I don't know if you're still looking, but his rook's trapped except for one square. Yeah. So he's doing something that I used to do a lot, which is once you feel like you're losing, then you waste a lot of time.
Yeah.
And then it starts to get dangerous because down the road you need that time.
And that's completely opposite of what you should do. I mean,
he has one move.
Games.
He has one move. He can't afford to spend. When it's an obvious move like recapturing or you're in check of one square here, but you're trapped except for one square. You can't afford to spend more than like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, there are some like exceptions to that if it's like a super complicated position, but that one is not. Right. And he sacks the rook. Okay.
So this is Amudan is playing White against Benjamin Jeter. So these are 2 players rated in the 1900s who are pretty good players. And so this was a Grand Prix, it looks like. And I'm not sure I like Queen B6 there. I think it makes more sense to play A6. But anyway, what I always like in these positions. Oh, you know what's funny? Look at what Black actually hung a pawn in the opening. Takes, and takes. Yeah. So yeah, what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to play knight e7 here, and then the idea is to play A6. You don't need Bishop D7 and Knight E7. It's a wasted
Right.
wasted pieces. So, all right. So this is a Grand Prix. So this is a game. This is a game we're definitely have to come back to, Zach. So please remind me.
Okay.
And the winner of that game looks like. Or I'm sorry. The winner of the Sandeep game will either play Jonas or Amudan, depending on the colors and what chess.com does as far as the pairings go. So that's very exciting. All right, let's go back over to the barber. I'm sorry. The
I just got the 2 games for the herring games.
Mm-hmm.
They just started. It looks like.
Okay. Well, we're going to check those out because this is the last round, and we definitely want to take a look at these. So I'm going to have to find that and give me Grace's name again. Musical Chang, right?
Yeah, Musical Chang.
Okay. What is going on here?
Okay, so and the standings again are that. So Grace is 1 out of 2. Is it Jan or Jane? Or how do you say that? Do you know?
I'm not 100% sure, actually.
Okay.
But I wonder why I still can't watch the game. I invited. Let's see.
So see, it says friend request. So go go back to live chess.
Yep.
Are you in? You're just on her page. I'm watching the Twitch stream as I'm like trying to. Yep. So go back to live. Or I guess I'm a little behind. I guess. Right. So then you see the friend tab. It's like the 3rd tab on the bottom there.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. There. Okay. And then scroll down to the M's.
There we go.
And then
Got it. All right. So this is. So Grace absolutely has to win this game because
she has to win, and then she needs Yulia to win.
Okay, so let's find
which could be a big ask.
Yeah, but Yulia is a good player
too.
Yeah,
Yulia is.
I've always thought she was extremely underrated.
Well, she didn't. She never played a whole lot. She just kind of came around every now and then and pulled an upset or two, or played a tough game.
Yeah, she's always played well though. Always been a good player. She's the sister. She's the sister of Pasha Savine, who was on my chess team back in 2005 through 2008 at Foothill. So it's just a small world. It's crazy. It just is absolutely nuts that we've got so many siblings and all that stuff. So let's check out Mika. She's MB.
No, so Mika is who Grace is playing. So you would just get the same game. So look up Yulia Savine, so you can get the other game.
Yeah.
Just her name, just Yulia Savine.
Didn't want to come up. Okay, let's try.
Weird. Oh, it's because it's under friends. So go to add/invite friends. Because you're searching under the friends that you have.
Yep. Okay, and now we can go to live chess. And let's go to the bottom. Okay, here we go. All right, so this game right here, if Jane can actually win this game,
she clinches the herring spot. Yeah.
She'll be the herring representative. So a lot on the line here.
A win or a draw would do.
Yeah, a win or a draw. Exactly. All right, so we're going to see what happens here. So this was a.
But the thing is, when you don't want to have the mentality of all you need is a draw, because then you start to play safe, and if you play you don't play as you normally do. You still want to look at it as a normal game, because obviously she's good enough to beat Grace or to play well, so she doesn't want to change that mentality.
Right.
Because if you get in that position of all I need is a draw to clinch, then you're not going to be playing as good as you are, and then you can make mistakes.
I had a really good friend of mine who was playing for second place at Nationals, and he had a half a point lead on the field to try to get second, and he thought he would just play for a draw. and it actually was the biggest mistake possible, because playing to draw is like playing to lose, or playing not to lose, and so you got to be very conscious of that. So here we have this queen b4 move is actually a really good move, because it creates a threat, it attacks the knight, and most importantly, it frees a square for the knight to go to e7, and then black can actually castle and have a normal type of game. So it's funny, Yulia is such a slow chess player when I remember her, and actually
I do
games
too.
are really fast, so she's maybe getting some confidence and just kind of like being relaxed and just let it go. So do it live. So all right, CD, okay, not a bad move. I think that's fine. E takes D is going to be, I think it's a no-brainer. I don't think Yulia wants to get too crazy here and take this. That would be way too much.
See, that's what I mean. Like, that's good of Yulia that's an easy move. Just spend a little bit of time looking at it.
Right.
You can't afford, because if that was a normal game, I could understand spending a minute or, like, if this is like a 60-minute game, I can understand spending a minute or two calculating queen d2 or other moves. But it's 15. You have to adjust for the time control. You have to adjust what you spend. So that's good.
Yeah, no, it's totally the case. So, okay. So where is did my picture disappear? Or
yeah, it looks like it's just me on the Twitch stream.
Yeah, what happened to me?
It's just me.
Gosh. I tell you, man, it's something else. Where am I? Well, I don't know.
Grace is obviously just up just up a piece right now. So she's doing well. So she's doing what she needs to do to stay alive. But now she needs some help from Yulia.
Okay, and so it's Yane that's the correct pronunciation according to
Yane. Okay.
Thank you for that information. And so. Okay, so what do you think of this game here? What do you think White's going to do here, Zach?
In Yulia's game?
Yes.
I probably would have gone queen c2 as opposed to queen c1, but I mean, what are you going to do?
I wonder why is this like this? Okay, so let's go ahead and check out a okay. Okay, so sorry, I'm just responding to a text here about the thing. So let's go ahead and we're going to come back to. We're going to go over to the. It looks like Grace is really has a huge advantage here, up a clear piece and all that stuff. All right, so we're gonna click.
But again, that's just about irrelevant if Yulia can't pull through it.
So we'll definitely check back in on that game.
Yeah.
In fact, maybe you can keep an eye on that game for me as we're going.
All right.
And all right, so let's check out and let's check the Denker. And we got 2 out of 2. Wow, we still have a game going there. Oh, this is the third round. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Money.
So it's Broyles and Trey, or Jacob Broyles and Trey Allen.
Yep.
So Jacob has to respond to the knight c6 threat, obviously here.
Yeah, queen c7.
In some way.
I mean, black has the 2 bishops. I think black is favored here. So, or not favored, but has a better position.
But I would agree with that.
All right, let's see who else is going here. We got, I think the 1.5 out of 2s are going to be something. So we're going to have. Okay, so here's.
Darian still needs. If Darian can get Jacob to beat Trey, then he's all of a sudden tied for first again. But there's still 1.5 out of 2s who are playing this round.
Right.
So.
Okay, so
Quinn is
playing a game. Quinn is playing Luke. and both kids from Tucson. And Quinn is up the exchange, but is down about 5 minutes on the clock. So that's.
I think that's the first time he's been down.
Yeah.
On time.
Quinn's normally a pretty fast player and stuff, but.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got a good position here, and all right, let's check down again. And
there's Rick and Jonathan.
Yeah, Rick and Jonathan. So it looks like Rick might have a chance to actually. Oh wait, Trey's playing. Well, we'll see how the pairings come out. So here, what do we have here? We have a position in which. Yeah, this looks really good for Black, because those bishops are fantastic.
They are. Jonathan's pieces are or at least his queen side is so passive.
Yeah, I think knight c3, queen e5 looks pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a tough position for Jonathan here. Okay, so let's go to who's next?
And actually, again, just something I want to point out. We keep saying it. I think it's going to keep coming out. Ooh, I don't like that c4 move at all. Yeah. But I was just going to say that I think knight c3 was pretty much the only move there.
Yeah.
And I think like in this, you can forget that you're on such a short time control and spend too much time on a move.
I think what he was worried about here. Well, he has 8 minutes, though. He has tons of time.
He does.
But
the
thing is,
that's true.
If knight c3, queen e5, that's kind of a deadly threat.
What about either rook to e1 there?
Oh yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah, I guess practically. Well, we can see that the computer says on knight c3 the queen e2 is -4, so that just ends that game right there. So.
And Jonathan now is down a queen for a piece for a rook and piece.
Yeah, well, that game's over right there.
Yeah. So Rick is.
Okay. So we're going to exit out of this game. So yeah, Rick has this game easily in hand here. And let's go. Okay. Let me see something here.
Matthew beat Jack. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go back here, not to Twitch, but to here. So let's we're gonna click this. We need to go check the barber real quick, and I think then we need to go back and check the herring. Although we haven't done the Rockefeller.
So Grace is still dominating in the herring in her game, and then Yulia's game has a little bit. I don't know. It looks pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, look at this. This game took a turn for the worse for Black. Because,
and which game?
This is Almudon versus
Barber. Okay.
Jeter. Queen f3 is brutal here. I mean, that's just not stoppable. So Black can't even. Actually, Black might need to play Queen a2 in order to keep his queen on the diagonal. But this is just
wow.
This is big trouble. Yeah, because on Queen a2, White can play e6, and then what's the Queen doing? It's stuck. Can't go anywhere. So yeah, so this is Almudon will have a chance, it looks like, to have a say in what's going on in the last round. And let's quickly switch over to the
And it looks like Rick beat Jonathan. Jonathan ended up resigning that one.
All right, so we're going to go to the tournaments in progress, and let's check out.
Oh wow! And
Okay, wow, Greasy Aluminum 4 out of 5. He's already done with his game, and so we've got 3.5s duking it out. So let's check out the. Let's see if who's playing who. So yeah, he's. He has 3 points. So what's going on here? QF and QF
the Rockefeller.
Wongso? I forgot.
Yeah, that is.
All right, so he's got a good advantage, although It's not that well. I know it's not that good an advantage. I mean, the bishop looks terrible, but this is a really good square, and this bishop's not good. So I'm sure something will decide that game. And let's go. Let's take a gander over here, shall we? Let's go to. I want to see who's playing for first here. Thunder Bishop. Is it in go risk? Yes. All right. So what do we got here?
That's the. Ooh.
So we have a very advanced pass pawn here. Black has a pass pawn too, and I'm not 100% sure what the win is here because White can.
I think White should try to break up the pawns a little bit on the king side and then get the rook in over there. Because obviously he can't get in on the e file, so he has to.
So if
he's trying with f3 and g4, and then just create a file over there.
So if g4 and takes, and let's say the rook comes over. I mean, I don't think it's that simple. I think the.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's simple. I'm just saying that looks like the only path of victory that there would be for Thundering Bishop. Who is Thundering Bishop again?
That is. Well, and I got the whole list. I can't seem to see. Oh, there we go. Here we go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to show more entries. That's the problem. Okay. Thundering Bishop is Roshan, and so he's trying to win this one. And Go WR is Aditya Shankar, 1500. So this is some rook ending stuff here that White's trying to convert on. But this king, excuse me, this king actually can stop this pawn. So maybe the rook can get freed and do some stuff. But yeah, g4 is a nice move. Very nice idea. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. What?
Okay, so. Oh wow. Okay, so Luke.
You're switching games on me.
Yeah. So I have a ton of games open on my side here, so I just saw that one ended.
Okay.
So I just went to look at it, and it looks like Quinn ended up beating Luke.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he is tied for the Danker. I think Quinn is. Mm-hmm. He's in first place as of right now with 2.5. Mm-hmm. And depending on how Trey does, he could be in first at the end.
Yep. All right, so this is the Rockefeller. We're gonna I didn't mean to. This end game is actually very close. I do like White's position, but there's a lot of technique involved here. This is a pass pawn, but of course this pass pawn is not as far advanced as this one is. So White does have the ability to bring his king in and go after the pawn, and of course this rook can come back and defend. So. This is not a good. I would favor White in this position. So Roshan actually could be the representative if he wins. And actually, if Sandeep is the representative for the barber, we could have brothers be our representatives in the event. So that would be quite unique. I don't think we've ever had that. Maybe it has happened. I just don't quite remember. Maybe it's happened at some point, but that would be definitely not for the tournament, but like to win these type of events. I've never seen brothers do that before. So. That's cool.
Who is Greasy Aluminum?
Greasy Aluminum is done with his games. He always plays in the Chess Kid events. That's Raphael Schwartz. I don't know him, but he's always played in the events.
Because possibly we could get a 3-way tie for first between Greasy Aluminum, Guangzhou, and then we could have a 4-way tie for first, actually, between Greasy Aluminum, Guangzhou, and then if these two draw, Go Risk and Thundering Bishop. Mm-hmm. If Guangzhou ends up winning, of course. This is something that's interesting. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, right now, this game, the winner would be the representative, which is a lot of pressure.
All right. Well, I can't seem to figure out how to turn my camera on, and I'm trying to balance too many things here. So anyway, my camera is on. It's just not showing on the Zoom. It's on my Zoom controls. My Zoom
I see.
controls.
It's weird. I can see you on Zoom.
Oh, you
but
can?
You're not. Yeah, I can see you, but you're not showing up on.
Oh, where
on
do I
Twitch.
do that? Where do I do that?
I haven't the faintest idea.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
It's under my Zoom controls, it says, whatever that means. Oh, did I start the meeting?
ooh, according to the computer likes Yulia's position a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I finally figured this out. Sorry about that, everybody. It was
Back. There you are.
no one told me anything, and I was like, I'm not sophisticated enough on this stuff to know. So anyway, let's go back and look here. So here we have we're gonna skip out of the Rockefeller for just a second, and now we're gonna check the. I'll check in my friends list so I can now find these games. Okay. All right. So here, what do we have here? Okay. Whoa. All right. So this position is this is a mess.
Yeah.
This is a mess. I obviously black is better. Well, no. Black's not better. It says according to the computer.
Bishop prior to Bishop H7, the computer liked black.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and the Bishop was on. Wow.
Look at this. I think Knight B3 and Knight C5. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is that black is castled into this position.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Queen D7. Yeah, and look what the computer
says she should run.
Is King D7.
What in the world?
Okay. There's no way on God's green earth that any human would play that move.
No.
It just doesn't make any sense at all. It makes no sense at all. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, so let's. All right, so we're gonna.
Grace won, so she has done what she needs to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's interesting. I know I'm kind of switching around games a lot.
Yep. Oh my God.
But
she played King D7.
She did.
She did.
Oh my
goodness.
Really
unbelievable. What a
That's
move.
ridiculous.
What a move to find that, to see. You know how hard it is to move your king in chess like that? It just makes
that's after you're already castled.
No, that's mind-boggling.
Good for her.
Wow, that's a great move. Nice move, Julia. Well, good. There's some really good games. There's a really exciting. We're gonna flip back to this. This still has 10 minutes left. Maybe Zach can keep a little bit of it.
I'll keep an eye on it.
So let's go back.
Oh my gosh. Okay. What? I don't think that's good.
No, I don't think so either. You know what that move is? That's a panic move.
Yeah.
Takes, and then King E6 or just C6. I mean, there's some untangling to do.
I think just C6. I think just C6 is just up a clean piece.
Yeah, that's very surprising.
What?
Well, you know what? But Yanni, she basically panicked there. But the thing is that if you go back just one move, just look at the material here. It is 7 to 6 pawns. So it's not like you see that there's a hole here.
Yeah.
It's not like you're out of the game or anything just because you're down a pawn. I mean, that just was a but that this is what's happening with nerves, because she probably knows that this game is everything. This is the deciding game. So that's a great game. We're going to come back to this because
I'll keep an eye on that one, and I'll let you know if anything happens.
Okay, so we're going to go
back. Trey's up a piece. Trey's up a piece on Jacob.
All right, let's go to the
Looks like he's going to go to 3 out of 3, and he's going to have a chance to clinch in the final round.
Oh wow, he's up a whole piece. How did this happen?
For nothing.
Oh wow,
that was brutal. Unbelievable.
What happened here? So here we have a position.
Oh my gosh, what a tactic. Rook C6. Wow.
I'm checking what happened here. Oh my gosh, he just allowed a fork. He just
got a fork, and then he just got another tactic, and then he just sacked his rook. Wow.
Well, so
Trey.
So Trey actually has a chance to be our representative, being a clear winner going in the last round. So he's got 3.
So Trey's going to play Quinn in the final round
for the right to be the rep. And we got one game left. Or no, is that the last? No, that was the last. So this is the last round right here.
Wow. I can't believe that. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
If you told me before this tournament started that Trey and Quinn, like they're obviously both really talented players.
Yep.
No, they're insane. But with Darian and Rick in the mix, if you told me that those two would be playing in the final, good for them.
That's just crazy. That's
good job. Wow.
Nuts.
Wow.
Okay.
Good for them. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm happy to. I like seeing new players.
All right, so let's go back here. So we're going to go back to the. Well, we don't really need to watch this round because this.
Oh my gosh! Okay, Robby. Yulia did not take the bishop.
Oh wow. Okay, well that happens. So look at the Rockefeller. This is coming down to the very end here. Look at this, and we got 2 4 out of 5s, and we got all three 3.5s are still playing. So let's check this game out here. What happened here?
I didn't even see Tyler Shao had 3. He just kind of jumped in out of nowhere.
So Wang So is up he's up a whole rook here for, just modest pressure.
Thundering Bishop 1. He's the rep.
Did he win?
Yep.
He did win. And no, it's not over because there's still a 3.5 playing.
Is there? Oh, there is still a 3.5.
No, that's if he can hold on, there will be a tie. If he actually if he wins this game, oh look at this. He's off. S3 is offering a draw for some reason. I mean, not that Wang So is going to take it. I mean, he knows not to take it, but I mean.
Well, but Wang So isn't playing for anything now.
He's not. But if he takes if this guy takes a draw. No, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Well, also, I mean, Wang So is just way better here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So
unless S37 can pull something crazy out here, then Thundering Bishop's the right.
This is Daniel Yan.
Okay.
So Daniel Yan's actually down a rook here, and so now it just takes some technique.
So unless Daniel pulls something out here.
Yeah, I don't.
Roshan's the rep. Wow.
I don't see this.
So many ups. That's just.
You know what? That's just what happens, though. These tournaments have. When you're playing an online match, this is just the kind of thing that happens.
Totally different than.
Okay, so that's the Rockefeller. We're gonna be Thundering Bishop, Roshan. We will be interviewing you as one of the winners, and wow, QFSTN offers a draw. I don't know why he's doing that.
I think he's realized that it doesn't matter, I guess, and he's just thrown it away.
He's winning.
Yeah. I don't know why, because this is USCF rated, right?
Just online though, it doesn't matter.
Oh.
No one cares about their online rating. It has some legitimacy to it because it is USCF rated. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and exit out of this because unless something happens, he's going to be the rep. So.
Okay, I got to pull up some Danker games because.
Yeah. Okay, so let's check out. We're gonna close out of the Rockefeller, and we need to go back to. Well, the Denker just started, so let's just check out the Barber real quick. So it looks like this is the last round as well. So we got Sandeep has 3 out of 3, and there are 2 2.5s. So if Sandeep wins his last round, he wins clear first. If he draws, he could still tie with the other 3.5.
Mm-hmm. Or 2.5.
Or 2.5. So here we got Knight F6 or Knight E8 is a very strange move. I guess he wants to play E5. He wants to play E5.
E5.
But I mean that's a wasted tempo. You shouldn't do that. I think just Queen D2 here, and then is pretty strong. So, okay. So this round literally just started. So it looks like the Denker started before the Barber. So that's kind of unusual. And Jonas Rempe is playing, and he is. Oh, we had a martial attack here. It looks like, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So somehow black lost 2 pawns in the Marshall. That's not the way it's supposed to work. You're only supposed to lose 1.
Which game are you looking at?
This is Jonas Rempe against playing against Kakashi Hataki 2.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So let me 1 second. I just got to get a link over, which I forgot to email over. So Zach, you continue while I'm carry along.
Okay, what game are you looking at? Okay, so.
And I'm probably going to have to get you off in a second because.
Yeah.
But not yet. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
So where is there?
All right. So hi everyone. Just Zach. So Jonas plays Queen D2, hoping to connect the rooks. I guess if Kakashi takes on E1. Does this game? How much does this game matter? Okay, so Jonas needs to win in order to
win. Jonas can't tie if
he can't tie, but he needs Sandeep to draw. Right.
Yeah. And Jonas is playing so fast here. My goodness.
He has over 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That means he's memorized the theory here of this Marshall. Let's check out what it was. So for those of you who don't know, this is a Roy Lopez, and D5 is called the Marshall, and the purpose of the Marshall is to strike in the center quickly. And yes, it loses a pawn, but it's a well-known sacrifice. And so now C6 is the move, and then D4 or D3. Interesting. And so basically,
Kakashi offers a draw.
With bishop to D6 and Queen H4, you're playing for an attack. So let's see what happened here. Rookie there, here. All right, Queen F6. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh wow!
Here, but it seems like Queen F3 is actually the move here. Queen F3, and the idea behind.
Robbie, I don't want to. Sorry, but it looks like Yulia's going to lose, which means that Yane is going to be the representative.
Okay, we'll switch over there in a second. So
yeah.
Queen F3, and then Bishop G4 is much more common. When Black plays Queen F6, after Queen F6, you lose the ability to bring that bishop out and hit some of the light squares. And so Jonas basically he probably played Knight to D2 and Knight E4. Yeah, so he just got a really good game. Just very easy position to play. So, all right. So we're going to come back. So I'm going to have them let me know when Roshan can come on. Yeah, Zach, you might want to just go ahead and log off at this point because he's going to come.
All right.
All right. Thank you for joining today.
Okay.
I really appreciate
of
your
course.
analysis and keeping track of the games and all that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Bye, Robbie.
Thanks, Zach. Thanks for your help.
See ya.
Okay, bye. All right, so hopefully we'll get Roshan to join us. We've given him the link to join the Zoom call, and then we'll have him come in and we'll congratulate him on being our Rockefeller representative, and we might even have him watch a game of his brother, see what his comments on his brother's game are, because he has a chance to be the Barber representative. So that'd be very exciting for the brothers to be able to do that. But there's still games to play. That's way premature to do at this time. So we're going to flip over to the, we'll go over to the Denker, because we have already established the Rockefeller, and it looks like, well, actually, I'm going to check one more. I'm going to check the, if we can check Yulia's game. Oh, she's done already. Okay. All right. So we'll be able to give her the link as well for Yanni to come in and if she did in fact win that game to be interviewed as well. So we're going to take a quick look at the Denker and see what we got here. So what's here? So we have it looks like we have an English of some sort. Looks like an attempt at Slav. Okay, so it looks like White has a little bit of an advantage here. Space advantage and stuff. Let's check the next one. Any other games? Chess for the Sun. Let's check his game out. So he is playing 15 Tic Tacs. This is Matthew Broyles, I think, and so they have a well, it looks like this is one of those. I think this is They call it a Chigorin, but I'm not sure this is exactly a Chigorin. But anyway, okay, so let's go back and let's see any more games that are of. We got a couple of 2 out of 3. So we got Darian who's playing, and he's playing. Who's he playing? He's playing Matthew, and he is up a pawn, and the knights are not well placed. So this is a good position for white. All right. So that's it for the Denker for now. We'll try to switch over there, and so let's go back. Let's go back here, and it looks like the Barber's thing is still going. Huh? I thought that game was a draw. I guess the guy playing black says he Daniel Yan is still playing. We're going to go to the Rockefeller, I should say. What just happened? Where did the Rockefeller go? Well, the Rockefeller game just disappeared. What happened in that last game? Can someone tell me what happened in that game? Because all the games have disappeared. And I can't even see. Let's see. Do we have a way to see the tournaments completed? So what happened here? Okay, well, let's go to the group text. Okay, so it looks like we do not have a clear winner. We have 2 players that tied. So now we're going to have a playoff. Okay, and so I will be we'll be definitely covering that playoff. Or players. Okay, so we have Daniel Yan and Roshan Setharaman that have tied for first, and so they're going to have a playoff game. And we do have some playoff rules, and I wrote the rules, so I probably should know them. You would think I would know them, but we're going to go ahead and read those just so you kind of get a little bit of a preview. Let's go here. That really ended so fast. I'm just literally shocked. Let's go here. So the playoff rules. And of course, I can't find those right away. Bear with me for 1 second. I'm gonna get these. Just got to go to the site here and find out these rules. Okay. All right. If there's 2 players who tie, they're going to play 2 games against each other, one of each color at a time control of 15 minutes with a 2-second delay, or 2-second increment. Okay. They're going to play 2 games. Okay, one with each color, and they're going to have 2 games of those. If they're still tied after 2 games, then we're going to flip a coin for color, and there's going to be one more game at 15 minutes with a 2-second increment, but black has draw odds. We call that like the Armageddon type of game, where basically black only needs to draw or win in order to advance, but they do get black in that game. So hopefully we won't have that, but if we do, we do. So we're going to be playing 2 games of that, and the rules say we're going to start within at 1 hour after the last round starts, so it might give you a little bit of time to get something to eat. But if you do want to start earlier, you can certainly do that as well. Okay, so excitement at the Arizona Invitationals. I think we're the only state that's doing this, or if there are other states, I haven't heard about it. So let's go back and let's go to here and check the exit of this game. And we're going to go over to, actually, we should really invite, hold on 1 second. Okay, so we're going to come back here. We're going to look at the in progress, and we're going to go back to the barber, and we still have those games. All right, so Yanni did win her game. The game finished so fast, so she is going to be our representative, and we're going to have her join the stream if she's able to. We'd love to have her on the stream and be interviewed and get a reaction to her fantastic performance. Okay, just taking a little bit of texting here to get some stuff, make sure we can get people on. Okay, so in the meantime, we'll go ahead and check this game. Whoops. All right, so what do we got here? Ooh, so this game this is not as, I don't like this for white. Sandeep did not do what he could have with the advantage here. What happened here? Yeah, Queen C3 is a little artificial, to be honest, because they're going to play Bishop E6 and get rid of it anyway, so I'm not so sure. I really like this square being weak. Maybe even Knight takes and Rook D1, E3 kind of stuff, because you don't want the pawn on E4 because it's a target. Here, this is going to be a long-term weakness, and white would have had a little bit of a smidge of an advantage here. Or I guess white could have just simply played his knight back to C3. I guess that's possible also. Okay, so we're going to try to get Yanni on if she can. Yanni, if you're listening to the telecast and you already exited off, you can certainly join the Zoom call again, and or you can. We're going to give you a link so you can join the interview portion of this, and we can talk about your win and outstanding performance today. If we can't, then that's okay too. But just trying to interview the winners. So, all right, this game obviously has a lot more to play, and because the game is now more of an equal type of position, I would say that this is now, the Jonas game, Rempe game matters that much more. So let's go and check this here. And who's offering a draw here? Jonas offers a draw. Yes, it's a dead. So, all right. So Jonas has 3 out of 4. So it looks like the winner, if Sandeep draws his game, he now advances with 3.5 out of 4. And if Amadan wins his game, he advances with 3.5 out of 4. So that really is that's going to be the deciding game. We'll decide who the rep is going to be. And so we'll see how that game finishes. It's going to be very exciting to see what happens here. So, all right, we're going to go out of the barber, and we're going to go back over to the Denker real fast, because I know we got a lot of tournaments or games finishing quickly. And let's check this out real quick. So we have we got 3 out of 4. Okay, so Golden Knight's already done. So he cannot tie for first because there's a 2.5 and a 3. So we're just going to go check this out. And it looks like there is a okay. Okay, so we're going to exit out of this game here. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Denker, check the main game. And we're going to check it out of this one. All right. So what do we got here? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got a wide open king, but actually this is not that simple. What happened here? Seems like white's gonna get out pretty quickly here. I'm surprised that that this went this way. Let's go back and see. Ooh, Queen G4. Yeah, and now just castling. You got a castle here. There's no benefit to that king coming out in the game like that. Yeah. So this is just like, yeah, and actually black what I thought. Bishop b4 is just an obvious move, and they gave up a significant part of the advantage here. Yeah, this is bad for Quinn. So Trey has a chance to be our representative. That is just absolutely fantastic. Okay. Okay, so we'll just find it this way. All right, so good heavens. All right, let's check this out. We're going to go to the entry list. And all right, so Yanni, I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, we're going to add one person. Okay, we're going to go here. Okay. What's going on here? What am I doing? Okay, we're going to go to the friends list. Thunder. Okay, here we go. Here's the playoff game. This is the first of two, as we were reading the rules earlier. This is for the spot here. So black has, all right, so this is an even position so far. It's 6 pawns each. And remember, the rules say that we're going to play 2 games against each other. This is for the, and if they're still tied after 2, then they're going to play one more game with an Armageddon. So here the knight is actually amazingly well placed, just amazing. And now black should play a5. That was a very bad decision to take there, because this pawn should be here, and there should be no way to get in. So now, yeah, now actually white has good winning chances, because now he can go after this pawn here. So yeah, black is playing a little too fast here, but again, there's a lot to play here. King d3 is not the correct move. King c4 is not the correct move. King b4 would have been better, I think. So yeah, so this is gonna come down all the way to the end here. So okay. Let's check what's going here. So yeah, this is so black's gonna keep advancing that pawn to h4, and now this pawn now ends up becoming a potential target. So now what was an easy idea was to, if white gets impatient, black can try this and this and this and try to win this pawn, and all of a sudden these pawns are advanced. But the one thing is that white, that's a good move by, I think that's a good move by white, because now black actually has to find a move here, because the king can't move because it drops the knight, and if knight back here, then the king can go here. Oh, white offered a draw, and they took the draw. Wow. I would have played that out a little bit. I'm pretty sure I would have played that out. But again, it's easy. It's easy when you're not playing to second guess these kids, and they're under a lot of pressure. I totally get it. So I have no idea what's going on in that position, but I'm pretty sure they couldn't have possibly calculated that as fast as they did. So they have one more game, and this is going to decide it unless they draw again. If they draw again, they'll play one more Armageddon game. All right, so here we have a Roy Lopez, and so a6, and so we probably will not see an exchange. Nope, both players are probably pretty seasoned in these lines, and this is a mainline Lopez, and we'll see if we get a Marshall attack, or does black end up playing d6 instead, like in this position on this move. Aha! plays d6. So no marshal attack. And so this is back in the old days. That's early d4. So more typical in these lines is you are more often likely to see h3 here, and then d4. d4 is a specific line that black doesn't mind this. And now this is a trick. Obviously, black cannot take this because of bishop d5 winning this piece. All right, so that he takes here. And I'm not 100% up on this theory, but I think c5 and knight c4 are ideas. Yes, this is what he played. I want to say knight d2 is the move here, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, well, they're blitzing this out like they know what they're doing. So I'm assuming they know this line. I'm not gonna second guess their knowledge, given that they're both blitzing this out. Okay, knight's well played. The knight is no longer serving a function on a5, hitting this square because we have a knight here. So he's deciding to bring his knight here, and of course that hits the square here. So now we're about, I would say within the next 3 or 4 moves, we're going to find out who knows more about this line, because there's some positional stuff. There's some positional stuff that is going on here. So interesting. Okay. So we're trading off the queens. I'll have to confess, I kind of like black in these positions. I feel like c4 is going to come in at the right moment. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. No, I think c4 is a good move here. Okay, I don't understand why they're playing so fast here. In this position back here, you could see that like knight b4 was something to be concerned with, because that forks these guys here. I'm a little surprised. So maybe there's some theory here that I don't know, but so we're gonna have another endgame, and these guys are just literally blitzing this out so fast. If this is theory, I'm surprised. But anyway, interesting game so far. So this is normally I would switch away with there being 30 minutes left, but they're playing so fast. So let's see. Knight g5 looks like a logical move with the idea of f4 to try to get his pawns going, but he doesn't have to allow that. I don't know, it's just my instincts tell me to play knight g5 and f4. If white's playing very fast and not really thinking, he'll probably just play king f1, king e2, which I don't think is terrible either. I think it's probably fine. So, okay. So white did find knight g5. Nice. And of course, the idea behind knight g5 is to play f4. And the reason we're trying to do this is we want to take advantage of our 4-3 pawn majority as well. Ugh. Knight e5. I don't think that black is seeing that f4 is a possibility here. So now black actually has to figure out how he's going to get out of this. I guess, okay, so on e5, I guess he does have knight d5, hitting the bishop on e3. So it's not losing a piece. But given how fast white's playing, I'm sure he didn't calculate all that. It's just way too fast. Uh-oh, this is bad now. Yep. And then if knight d5, ed, knight takes e3, just d7 wins the game. So Thundering Bishop is here in the tie breaks. All he has to do is calculate e takes, yep, and black's now going to see that, oops, he's going to get a queen if I do this, and then d7 should be resigns. And then d8. Yeah, I don't know what black was thinking, but really should have. I just don't understand the speed by which these kids are playing these lines. This is a very prestigious spot for the Denker. I mean for the Rockefeller spot, and it is going to be played online, but still. So let's see what's going on here. Let's go back here. All right, so what black is basically, this is just over. And black is offering draws probably for no, I don't understand that. Should not do that. Just be smart about this, you guys. It's not correct to do that. To just keep offering draws is just impolite. So please don't do that in the future. There is some etiquette that you have to know in chess for all this. So let's keep going here. And then Queen F7 is mate. So that does end, and now Roshan did win the playoff, and he actually is going to be the representative. So we will try to get him. Interviewed and talk about the tournament, and maybe we can check in on Sandeep's game. So in the meantime, congratulations to Roshan for being our representative. And okay, so what do we got here? We got Quinn is down. What is going on here? This is an exchange, and so yeah, Quinn's going to try to play bishop to g3. I think king d2 is forced. Yeah, king d2 I think is forced. I don't see a crushing win. Because bishop g3 is coming, so black has to watch that pin. And he is down a lot of time. And Quinn is trying to rush him, but I don't really think that's really the right thing to do in these positions, is to keep doing this. And yes, chess.com, I am still here. So, so let's keep going here. So this is a matter of technique. So this is so the computer says it's -3 because I have the evaluation on, but it does take some technique still. I guess A2 is hanging, so Quinn can't lose that pawn. I guess B. Well, he doesn't want to trade rooks either. He wants to keep the rooks on the board. So maybe he just. Well, yeah, he did that. So he decided to lose the A pawn with the idea of just keeping the rooks on the board and trying to keep some pressure. And so, okay. So probably queen somewhere. Queen f7, okay. And so Quinn's going for some tricks over there. And all right, but then a6 just stops all that, so there's no threat there. So maybe I'm bringing the rook back to d1, maybe e1. Yeah, probably rook d1. Yeah, okay. Bring the rook into the game probably makes sense. Again, this is just losing. So now black has to get the correct technique to try to bring home the point, bring home the thing. And this would be a huge upset. Not this particular game, but just not having the master in the event be our representative, or both of our masters actually, because Darian's a master as well. Just really, I don't. Okay, so he's going to try to play knight. Knight takes e2. I don't understand what's going on here. But this is a complete mess. Well, this is still anybody's game here. Okay. All right, so this is just a complete. This is just random chess right now. But that increment helps a lot. It really does. It really saves the person who is in time pressure. So that's good. All right. And it looks like Roshan is going to be joining us soon. Roshan, are you on?
Yeah.
Roshan, congratulations, buddy. You're going to be our representative. You're going to be our representative for the tournament. And it's funny, I was going to interview you while your brother was playing, but is your brother done?
Yeah.
Okay, so did he win?
I think he did.
He did? Okay, so he's our representative. So we have two brothers representing the state of Arizona. So congratulations on your accomplishment. That's wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Roshan, tell me, what was it like? How was it like playing an online match like this?
This a bit hard, and I felt nervous.
Why were you nervous?
Because it's my first time doing this.
Yeah, first time is a big deal. That's fantastic. Are you? Let's see if we can get you. There you go, Roshan. What's up, buddy? Now I can see you.
Okay.
Good to see you. Good to see you. So, what was your hardest game of in the tournament?
Against Daniel Yan.
Which game?
Not the game. I think the port game or something.
The what?
I don't remember the round, but it was in the tournament, like the Rockefeller Qualifier. I know it was in that tournament, but I don't remember the round. It wasn't in the playoffs.
But that was your toughest game of the overall tournament?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that's cool. So what was your expectations going into the tournament? What were your goals? Did you think you could be the representative?
Yeah. I wanted to be one.
I'm sorry?
I wanted to be a representative.
Yeah. So you thought you could do it, right?
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. And what about like did you think that you weren't gonna be the top seed, but you still had an expectation to try to win the tournament, right?
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you. And what did you prepare for the tournament at all? And if so, how did you do it?
I prepared, but I only prepared for one person. I didn't know the other person would come.
Oh, you didn't prepare for Steve Wongso?
No, I prepared for Steve, but not Daniel Yan. I didn't see him. He joined later than when I prepared.
Wow, that's cool. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. So how did you prepare though? How did you really prepare though?
I saw all his games on chess.com, and if I played one of those ones, I would see what Steve played against them. I'd prepare for those.
So I'm interested. So you didn't get to play in the state championship because we didn't have one, and you didn't get to play in nationals. So was this is this like your goal was to this is your one chance to
No way, I played in both of them once.
No, I'm talking about this year.
Oh yeah, this year I didn't.
Yeah, no one got to play because of the virus. So unfortunately that happened. So well, let's put your brother on. Congratulations. I give you a fist pump I'll give you a fist pump online. How about that? I'll give you a fist pump online. Okay, so congratulations.
Okay.
Let's put your brother Sandeep on, and we'll talk to him about this. Are you still there? Roshan?
Yeah.
Go get your brother. Go get your brother.
I'm here, Robby.
Oh, hello. Sandeep,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm good.
Good. I can only see your nose, so that your camera is covering your. There you go. You gotta lean into that. Lean into the game. There you go. There you go. So first of all, congratulations. It looked like other than your last round, you looked like all your games you were in control of all of them.
Yeah, well, I screwed up the first game against Sanjay. I blundered a piece, I'm pretty sure, but he didn't see it.
Oh, I didn't see that part. What?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, how tough was it to play one of your good friends and one of the top seeds in the first round?
Yeah, I played him last year too, and I don't like to play like Sanjay.
Yeah.
Also, we have 40 draws. Yeah.
40 draws? Are you kidding?
Probably 20, but
Wow. Okay, well that's not bad. I mean, so your expectations? Did you expect to win the tournament?
Yeah, but like I knew it was gonna be hard, but I was just trying to win.
Good. I'm glad you did expect to win though, because I'm glad you did expect to win because it is you're the top seed, and I know from experience being one of the top seeds, you always have all the pressure on you, and everyone's just gunning for you. So that was tough. So what happened in your last game? Did you win your last game, or was it a draw?
He offered a draw, and like I checked Jonas's game, and he drew, so I just accepted because I won.
Yeah. So I was a little surprised. I was looking at your game, and I was surprised when Amadon played 98. It didn't seem right at all. But it looked like when you played Queen C3, I thought that was probably an error. I thought you should have at least retreated the knight maybe and just kept the weakness on D6, because when you played Queen C3, he played Bishop E6, and then he was able to take on D5 and fix that D5 pawn. So now D6 wasn't a weakness anymore. Yeah. But after that, it looked like it was just a kind of an even ending and stuff. What was your assessment of the final position when you got offered the draw?
I thought it was like slightly better because he has a backward D6 pawn, and I can go like G4 F5.
Okay, I didn't actually see the final position, but I was curious. I've been flipping between 4 tournaments, so it's been kind of tough to keep watching all the games and stuff. So what happened in the how did you prepare for the tournament?
Well, I just looked at everyone's games, and like I mainly just like looked over my openings so I don't like blunder something.
Yep.
Like made sure I just looked over the sharp lines, because like the positional lines, like even if I mess up, I'm fine. But like the sharp lines, if I mess up, then like I'm basically gonna lose.
Okay, and so did you play any practice games? Because this whole playing online, you didn't get as your brother. Same thing with your brother. You didn't get to play in the state championship, and you didn't get to play in nationals, which I'm sure you would have played, right?
I'm not sure if I would have played nationals.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but
you would have played state, right?
Yeah, I would have played state.
Yeah. So it's it's just unfortunate, but I'm glad that we I was surprised. I'm not surprised. I think it's awesome that we had so many strong players playing the tournament.
Yeah, but because like everyone wants to qualify for the tournaments also and play the state, because there's also no other tournaments, so everyone wants to play.
Yeah. So did you play any practice games like online to kind of get yourself used to the time control? Did you?
Yeah, I play with my friends every day. I play some blitz.
But did you practice the increment time control? Because the increment's totally different than no increment, right?
Yeah, like 3-2, 3-2. I usually play 3-2.
Okay.
And I play some 15-10.
Okay, so but you at least practice with the increment, so you're familiar. Because I think one of the things that I think as a stronger player knows is that they can a stronger player knows that they can use that time, and they're not going to be flustered. Because I was watching some games that melted down because people started playing so fast and they didn't realize they were gaining all this time.
Yeah, because you're not gonna flag. So.
Yeah. So what are you gonna? So you're obviously gonna play in the barber, right? You're gonna be our rep.
Yeah.
Okay, you can still play, right? And so how are you gonna prepare for that?
Well, I'm just gonna look at do basically the same thing I did for this. And just a bit more.
Yeah. Okay. That's good to know. Good to know. What are you gonna do to? Have you been studying this last couple of months while you've been quarantining?
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything else to do, so
nothing else to do.
That's basically all I do.
Are you sure? Are you sure you have nothing better to do? You got nothing you can do?
No.
No? Okay. Well, whatever. Well, I hope. Congratulations on your performance. You're. I would say that you were in control of your games and played the highest quality that I saw of all the games. So that was, that's a real feather in your cap. So congratulations, and I wish you the best of luck of being the Arizona rep. And honestly, congratulations to both you and your brother. I mean, for both of you guys to be the representative is fantastic.
Yeah.
Is he
Thank you for hosting the tournament.
Oh, no
it's big Toaster online.
You're welcome. Is Roshan right there?
Yeah, I think so.
Have him stick his little head in so he can be on the camera with both of you. I just want to see both of you guys.
Oh, he's on like a different camera. Should I like go there?
Yeah, I can go to his room.
Oh, you're in a different room. Oh, look at that technology. Look at you guys. Well, anyway, congratulations and good luck in the tournament, Roshan and Sandeep. Congratulations, and you guys are going to do well. And it's awesome to just continue to see you guys progress. Sandeep, I followed you for a long time, and we all know the Roshan's a little terror. He's probably going to be better than you. When's that going to be, Roshan?
No way.
Sandeep, when's he going to pass you? That's what I want to know.
Never.
What grade?
Never.
All right, so 8th grade? All right, I'll call it.
Never.
Never. I'm going to pass him in like 5th grade.
Oh.
5th grade.
All right, good. I like the smack talk. All right, congratulations.
Thank you, Robby.
Thank you. You're welcome. You can get off the call now. Thanks. Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, so we're going to work on getting some other people interviewed. 1 second. One second, I'm just texting. All right, 1 second. I'm just going to take a quick 30-second break. I'll be right back, and we're going to interview some more people. 1 sec. Okay, so we're going to be getting somebody else on the line. We're going to try to interview Quinn Hudson, who miraculously was able to win a lost position. But again, that's what this stuff comes down to. And I'm going to email the link real quick. Okay, so congratulations again to Sandeep and to Roshan for winning theirs, for being the representatives, and for Yanni Rempe for being our herring representative. We're not able to interview her, and then I guess we have the Rockefeller, and I guess that all disappears, doesn't it? Yes. So the Rockefeller was won by. Can someone help me with that? I think it was, we had a clear, no, I'm sorry, we had Roshan won that. Yeah, so I guess this is the last one we need, is this one. So we're waiting for Quinn Hudson to connect and join our Zoom call. And he won just in miraculous fashion. It's interesting. He drew his first game against Jonathan Martinez, and it kind of like a Swiss gambit. You kind of avoid a lot of the top players, although that didn't actually end up being that important because Rick Sun lost his first game, and so there were just upsets all over the place. So lots of stuff happened, but I think this has been a very, very successful event, and I do want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching the broadcast, and for all the players who played. It was great to see all the high-rated players do show up. And I think if we had a couple more weeks to promote this, because we only had like less than 2 weeks to do this, I think we would have gotten more than the 60+ players that we did get. So, so we're waiting for Quinn to join, and we're gonna. I can't even check the results, but we can go back a little bit here and see what happened in this particular game, because White was just crushing, and then all of a sudden it completely crumbled. So I'm gonna check this real quick and check this last game. And so we had a game here where it was knight f3. So it was this is a Slav type of structure. And then usually when you play this, normally you don't want to take here because you're surrendering the center. Normally black's going to play a move like e6 and bishop d6 and castle. So dc is definitely a mistake, allowing this. Knight b6, again, yes, you get a good square. You get to go to a good square on d5, but I can always kick you later. So it's kind of like an outpost that really doesn't have a ton of significance. Now, it's not like black is dead or anything like that. It's just very, very passive. So what happened here? Bishop f5, e4. That's a nice move. Quinn, are you joining us?
Yes, I am.
Hey, Quinn, how's it going? Congratulations on a ridiculously crazy last round.
Thank you. Yeah, it was that was chaotic, but it was fun.
Yeah. So we were following your game, and so you got a huge advantage right away. And I don't know if you can see the board that we're looking at. Can you see this?
1 second. No, I'm like going back to my game. Yeah.
Okay.
Which part?
So we're looking at after you took on f7, and then knight takes e4. Trey played a very good move with queen d5. And even though it seems like you're crushing him here, the problem is that you don't have any pieces left. So all his king is left in the center and stuff. So this is not that easy to play. And you played an aggressive move like queen g4. e5 is another good move by Trey, trying to get this out. I just didn't see there was a really easy way for you to kill him here.
Yeah, I played queen g4 with the idea of trying to prevent any king run, and e5. I thought e5 was a great move. And then after queen h5, I totally was not expecting king d7. I was expecting g6, knight f6, like king f7, knight takes d5, takes h5, takes on b6, and I thought I was better there, but I just missed king d7. And then after king d7, I thought it was quite hard to play because I have two pieces hanging and my king's pretty open.
Yeah.
So I actually I thought tables had flipped pretty fast, and I almost thought I was worse here.
You're close to worse. So if you were following the rules in this position, all right, and I can say this to you as my student, if you were following the rules, if you were going to be a cow, like I always say to my students, which means you just follow the herd. If you're going to be a cow in this position, what would the move you would play without even thinking about it?
In what spot?
Huh?
In what?
This position right here after e5. What would you play?
I should probably just take on e5 and then castle.
No. Follow the rules. Castle. Get your king out of the center. The problem is you allowed this bishop check, and the thing
yeah,
is
the bishop check I missed.
You allowed bishop b4 check, and this queen is on this, and it's on this. So queen h5, it's like you're running with the queen, but it doesn't really help you. So I think castles. I don't know what the computer says in this. Oh, sorry, I'm not analyzing it, but I think if you just castles, I think my instincts tell me you're doing fine here. You might lose a pawn, but the rook is going to go to e1. Your bishop can come out, and black has lost his castling privileges. So, and then I actually didn't see this part. This was just an absolute wreck. I mean, I don't. Now here, I think you probably should have traded here. Oops, gosh darn it. Let me see if we can go. We're going to do analysis. And we're going to do this. All right, so let's go to, so after queen e6, if you had traded, all right, and then played knight g5 check, then you have this DE idea. And then there's no knight, then he can't take because of knight f7. So I think this would have been okay. I still think this is really hard because Trey can just bring his king to f5. And really, his king is, very, very well placed for the endgame. So you might win a pawn, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a help. So anyway, what happened here was just a mess. And now Trey's just crushing you, I think. Yeah, knight d5, well-placed piece. Okay, and the thing is, this king, even though his king looks like it's wide open, this knight on d5 is a rock, right?
Yeah, I thought I don't know if he misplayed it, but I thought it was interesting. I thought after I stacked the queen for the 2 pieces, I thought he was definitely better, but I thought he had lost a lot of his initiative.
Well, I think what you did was a good practical decision. I don't think it's correct, but your instincts took over, and you're like, I'm going to mix this up a little bit, because if I don't mix it up, something is going to happen. And did you realize that Trey had a half a point lead on you?
Yeah, I knew going in I needed to win, so that's why Queen H5, Queen G4. That's why I played pretty aggressive from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I sat there for probably 2 minutes and played E4, and I knew it was pretty. I didn't calculate it in full, but I knew that it gave me it mixed up the position and not just going straight for a draw or something that was slightly equal.
Right. Okay. So anyway, so Bishop C5, and then Rook C4. I mean, look, if you're looking at the computer analysis, it says you have to play Rook A4. Okay. No human is going to play Rook A4. That's ridiculous. So
I looked at Rook A4, but I was like, I thought he just had B5.
No, Rook F8 then. And then this is pinned, right?
Yeah, I just knew it was terrible. I thought Rook A4 was like horrendous.
No, you're in trouble here. So anyway, so Rook F8 here, and so now here you sacrificed. So I guess this is practically a decent decision on your part. I'm not sure about Bishop G5. My instincts tell me Bishop D2 is probably a little bit better. I know you wanted to go here and come back, but I'm really worried about this square here, because I think Trey missed a golden opportunity right here. So now when he played Knight F4, now I bet you forgot. I bet you thought you could go King E1.
Yeah, I played Rook D1 and then Bishop H4, and I was just trying to go to G3, and I think I moved it pretty fast. I didn't even look at Knight F4, but immediately once I did, I was like, I have to go to D2.
Yeah. And so now, obviously, with King F1, you have Queen H3 check, right?
Yeah.
So that's not so good. So anyway, this became a mess, and there's just wins all over the place. I mean, it's just absurd. Knight C3, Rook A1. I thought maybe you were thinking that you could do a sack here, and then play Rook here, and it's almost mate. But the problem is you can't defend the Rook when you give the check. Otherwise Knight A4 is mate. But of course, the king can take the Rook. So Trey correctly played A6 here, and I just thought this was over here. Knight F4, it gets a little sloppy, but Rook E2 I didn't understand. I think this is getting way out of control. G5 just makes the most sense, and if you end up taking it, just playing Knight D5 and trading off material is I think what he should do, because I know he's kicking himself. I just know it. So how deeply did you calculate Knight takes E2 here?
Where?
Knight takes E2 in this position. Did you look at it?
I saw Knight takes E2, but I wanted to get his king out first because I knew that'd give me the most chances. So I only looked at Knight E2 after I played Rook G8.
Yeah, but what's your analysis? Why does Rook? Why can't you take it?
Right now?
Uh-huh. If Knight takes, then what happens? It's simple. Simple tactics.
Queen
You just take on E2. Knight takes E2, Queen takes E2. If Rook blocks, he's got Queen check here. And if he goes King C1, he has Knight D3. So I think you sort of lucked into this, actually, because that's, like, you played it so fast. You spent 4 seconds on that move, okay? And both of you guys should be kicking yourselves, because you have increment. You have 2 minutes on your clock, and you're playing it like you have no time. Now, it worked. What you did worked, but it's not the right way to do it. So anyway, so G5 takes here. Knight D5 actually, from a practical sense, does make sense, okay? But you're going to kick yourself for what you missed in a second, or what he missed. So Knight B4 is a good move. Rook C1's awful, and then all he has to do is check here, and then check here, or bring the queen over to B3. and you're gonna get mated. It's just game over. But instead, he played queen e4 check, which kept you in the game. And now you start checking each other. And I know you were playing for a win. I totally understand that. But look what you missed here. Or look what he missed.
Where?
King b1. Of course, I was cheating. I was using the computer to analyze. Right here.
Where? I can't see your board, so you gotta tell me what move.
Oh, you can't. Okay, I'm sorry. It's move 48. Knight takes f2.
Knight takes f2. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what's the crushing win?
Oh, just rook b3, and then if rook b3 of king c5, then bishop a7, win the knight.
Yes. Though there's even better. Rook b3, king c5, rook g5 check. King c4, and then rook c3 check. It's a forced. It's +5. But again, you have to calculate this stuff. But what happened next was worse. Rook e1, queen d4, knight e4, and then here you missed a simple win. See if you can find it after move 50, after knight e4. It's a two-mover. So what's the winning move here? See the whole board. You got to see the whole board here.
Oh, rook b3, and if king c5, just bishop a7,
Yeah.
and if rook b3, king a5, you have rook a1.
Yep, exactly. So this is, and by the way, on this move, you spent 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Okay, I'm giving Quinn a hard time because I've gotten on him before about getting into this automatic chess and stuff. So he can smile because he got away with it. But it's definitely a good teaching moment for everybody to just don't do this. Don't play so fast in these type of games. So anyway, so Quinn, how did you prepare for the tournament?
I prepped for a couple people because I thought I'd be playing them. Turns out I didn't actually. And then I reviewed some of my openings because, of course, it's been a while since we've played. I think my last tournament was in January, so it's been a long time. And then I just try to be sharp on tactics because I assumed with the long break a lot of people would be kind of rusty, and that actually helped me in a lot of games. It helped me in my second and third game a lot, actually.
What was your, I mean, obviously this is your toughest game, but how about your other games?
I was pretty mad at myself after the first game because I was much better, I believe, and then I gave him too much counterplay, and I let it slip, and then I totally blundered in time pressure, and I thought I was losing, and I found a perpetual for a draw the first game.
You were losing. You were dead lost. Yeah,
it was pretty bad.
There were several times you guys were. Well, actually, that game was just a mess.
Yeah, I thought I played it pretty well in the opening because I got a pretty good advantage. I had the bishop pair and the pawn, and I hit almost no counterplay. And then I just focused too much on the queen side and allowed the knight to get to d4, which is pretty killer, in my first game. And then my second and third game were pretty solid games in the opening.
Who was your second game against?
Jack Swenson.
Oh, that was a Scandinavian. Yeah, he was pushing actually against you. We during the telecast, Zach and I were looking at your game, and it didn't look like there was anything obvious, but he definitely had a little bit of advantage, and we didn't see how you won. So.
Yeah, well, in that game, he just played a sideline in the Scandi. It was main line, and then he just transposed into this sideline that's just almost dead equal. And I found a pretty cool maneuver that I thought I got a pretty good advantage in, but he found I thought a pretty good kingside attack, and he opened up the board pretty well, which put me in danger. And then I kind of missed a couple things, and I think I was worse there. I think I dropped 1 or 2 pawns, but then I found a pretty cool mating technique that he missed.
Yeah, and he was very low on time, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's why I was kind of pushing him. That helped me in that game and this game actually. Was putting my opponent in time pressure, but I was actually in time pressure my third game.
Who are you playing? Who was that against?
It was against Luke.
Oh yeah, we actually we peeked in on that game too. You won the exchange, and then we didn't see, but you were down about 5 minutes on the clock, and then we didn't see what happened. So
essentially, after I won the exchange, I targeted the knight on f6, which would make the d5 pawn weak. Because I had a pawn on e3, and he had hanging pawns on d4 and c4. So after I gave him double pawns on f6, I attacked the c5 and a7 pawn by playing queen a3, and then I won 2 pawns after I won c4 and d4, and then from there I placed my queen on f6 and just tried to play rook d8, rook a8, and that essentially.
I didn't see all that, but that's more detail than I think anyone could. I mean, I guess I can check your game and stuff, but so you're going to be our representative for the Denker in a couple of weeks. So how are you gonna prepare for that, Quinn? How are you gonna prepare for that, Quinn?
Openings have always been a pretty big weakness of mine, so I'm going to try and book up a little bit, and I'm trying to learn some new stuff, so prep isn't as easy on me. And then tactics, because I'm pretty focused or I'm pretty rusty when I play, so making sure I'm 100% is pretty much my goal.
Okay, well that's good. Well, so you have to tell the truth. Did you actually think you were going to win this tournament?
I did not expect this many people to sign up last minute, so I thought on Thursday night, I think, or Wednesday, it was the only 2 people I saw that were above me were Rick, and I know I have a bad record with Rick, so I thought it'd come down to that game, and then after everybody joined, I thought it was a cluster, and I did not expect to win, especially it was pretty strong competition. I don't even think I was top 5 rated.
No, you weren't. It wasn't pretty strong. It was very strong. I mean, everyone came out and played in this event, and I kept saying on the telecast, how awesome it was to see everybody come out and all the Arizona strong players come out and try to win this event and try to be the Arizona representative and stuff. And literally, we pulled almost. There were not many people from Arizona that were strong that didn't play, and so I think I really want to thank the Southern Arizona Chess Association for putting this event on, and specifically Michelle Martinez, who really is if it hadn't been for her, we wouldn't even have had this event at all, because I'm learning a lot of the technology, and she's already knows all the ins and outs of all that stuff. And I want to thank all of our tournament directors that were on, Lee LaFreeze and Martha Underwood, who were involved in behind the scenes. I don't even know what they did because I was doing the stream. And then I want to thank Zach for also, I think he was directing also, but he also came in and streamed with us or with me for 2 of the rounds. And then I also want to thank the ACFI board for allowing this event to happen. It's really great that we're able to have another event. And then also I just want to thank all the parents and the coaches for supporting this event. And chess will be back at some point. It's just we don't know what form that's gonna be, but we're gonna really hope that everyone does come back and it's gonna be that much stronger. And I just want to Quinn, congratulations, feathering your cap for somehow winning this tournament. I have no idea how you won that, because you were losing 2 games, and you were worse against Jack. And I guess your game against Luke was pretty good. But, it just goes to show when a time control comes down to this, it's so few time, anything can happen. So once again, congratulations. Good job on the tournament. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. We had over a 4-hour telecast. It was just wonderful to see everybody supporting the event. And we're going to try to, SACA's been running tournaments. Just to give a little shout out to the SACA tournaments that we are running. There's a SACA Blitz event on Chess Kid on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings of each week. And there's also on Chess Kid, I do Beat the Coach with Jonathan Martinez or Rohan Matal. And we've had lots of people tune into that, and we've streamed that pretty consistently. Only time we missed was 4th of July weekend. So we've been doing those events, and then SACA's been running some tournaments, or running a blitz tournament on Thursday nights at 6:30, and we've had a lot of our strong players. This is open to adults and kids, and there's a $20 gift certificate. That's the prize, but it's not the prize that you're really playing for. It's just to kind of get some good competition, and so we've had some good people playing locally in that. And then we also ran SACA ran a Scholastic event that was a little bit of a championship, and we're going to do some more SACA events for Scholastics, and we may do some adult events as well. And I want to thank everybody. There was so much work that went involved in all of this, and so many hours that none of you will even appreciate how much time it took to put this event together. So I do want to thank everybody for their cooperation, and thanks to everyone for playing. Quinn, congratulations again for being the representative. I know it's a nice accomplishment for you. And thanks to everybody for tuning in today. And we'll be doing some events very, very soon. Check us out at sazchess.org. If you want to, you can subscribe to our Twitch channel because we do go live, at least once a week on the Twitch channel, and we'll probably be doing a little bit more of that as we get a little more comfortable with technology. As I get more comfortable with technology, because I'm still learning all this stuff. So thanks again, and that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks, Quinn.